Oh my god, if only we can bribe our DM into creating token art of Salem with a pretty floral bonnet on it.
Salem with a bonnet. Oh man.
Yeah, but I also have to reconsider that now that I've said it, because what goes around comes around. Because the
That's
same
true.
was done to me in my absence. So let's not and say we did.
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and get started then. So last week, you guys had a run-in with an ancient black dragon, a completely balanced encounter for a 7th level party. And everything was, great. You almost had him. You definitely had him by the ropes. And then an elderly cloud giant wizrobe showed up and was like, "I really need your help, kids." And you were like, "Oh, you're lucky this guy showed up, ancient black dragon, because we were about to really F you in the A, or I guess the C, because they have a cloaca." But and then you left in Care Bear cloud cars, and now you are floating around in his magical wizard hat cloud castle, which is very slow, like all old people vehicles.
That's true.
Yeah, and I guess the question now is, have you made a decision about where you will go next?
Yes, his treasure room.
Ah, I mean, do you want to rob this dude while you're in his house? Like, you certainly could. I mean, if you could convince Harshnag, which probably won't happen, I mean, you could probably take him out, and you have you have a cloud castle. I mean, that's kind of cool.
Lars is not so much a stealer of the things, more than he's interested in a finding of the things. He doesn't take them once he found them. He just likes to know what's there.
Well, I believe the description of the room said that the next floor was way up high, so as long as you could fly or levitate, you should be able to reach it no problem.
I did tell you that Lars is a drow, right?
Sure. You've been playing the real long con on that one. So.
That's right. Yeah, no. Gyoza, do you want to do the honors of reiterating to Crash where we all decided to go?
Sure. So I guess we're going to tell them that we're going to head to the Shrine of the All-Father, if I'm saying the correct words.
Yeah. That sounds good to me.
All right, yeah. So I think we all agreed to go there.
Okay. The Eye of the All-Father sounds fantastic. It is from your current location, it's still going to take about 3 days of very slow drifting to get there. So,
all right. 3 days of downtime.
Yeah. You do have 3 days. Only a handful of giants know about the location of this. You happen to be hanging out with 2 of them, so that's good. Basically what you gather during the journey, assuming you don't try to rob this dude or murder him or you're super rude to him or whatever, Zephyros is actually a fountain of knowledge when it comes to giants and just their history, their lore, and even what is happening right now with the Ordning. So if you guys wanted to, you could ask many questions, and he would probably be able to provide you with some useful answers. Probably even more than Harshnag, who you may have realized does not have very high mental stats. Yeah.
All right.
Real quick before we start our Q&A session, Crash, did you get my message about burning that Silver Moon token?
Yeah, totally. Yep, that's all sounds good to me.
Okay. So how many days should I put down as far as what I've been learning so far?
Oh, let's see. Harshnag's been around for what? He was 2 days. 3, 4, 5, 6. So, assuming you practice all the way to the Eye of the All-Father, that'd be what, 9 days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to be using this downtime to learn about the enemy and practice my giant.
Yeah, these two would be happy to kind of take turns teaching you guys Giant, if that's what you want to do with your 3 days. Basically have a smarter teacher, as it were. Might be helpful. Let me put
That
some
is what I'd like to do.
background music real quick.
Was that a subtle drag on Blue for not being smart enough to teach us Giant?
No, Blue was working on it, right? Some of you were learning Giant from Blue, I think. I mean,
Passive.
if you had it written on your character sheet, so.
Yeah. Well, with 3 more days from these guys, I'm now at 3 weeks plus 1 day of
Nice.
Giant training. Oh, and I heard a thing. Oh, was that Groovy? That was Groovy.
Yeah, Groovy has no one to make sweet love to, so... actually, I'm sure it does all year round, because I saw The Matrix 2, so I know a lot about programs and how they live their life.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's Groovy 2, and Groovy 3, and you know they get up to
chocolate
I'm gonna
cake.
try.
Yeah, that scene wasn't awkward at all to watch next to a parent.
I think I was a parent watching it with a kid, so we weren't big on censorship in my house. Anyways.
They gotta learn Subway.
Yeah. So, yes. With you guys learning the language, hanging out with this guy, and slowly but surely drifting through the clouds, as it were. Let me see. Do we have any cameramen I can put down for you guys so that you get a better sense of flying and you're not just like, what does it look like inside this man's house? It looks boring. I gotta grab one real quick.
Hey, Crash, I'm
Yeah.
marking off the diamonds for Ias's Revivify.
Oh, okay. So during that time, are you guys going to, basically set all of her bones and all that jazz so that the healing will bring her back in a less
the night
dead way?
I assume that we do that before we go to sleep, then we go to sleep so we actually have the spell slots, because we don't have the spell slots the first night, so first night's just repairing.
I thought we rolled for, or that you guys rolled for bone setting before.
They were working on it. They were working on it.
Yeah. If you're not in a dangerous situation and you have time, I mean, you're level 7 now, so I don't have a problem with you just succeeding at it,
Yeah.
I posted a fairly Lars-centric, but a thing in the chat of some of the downtime.
Okay.
Marcus isn't here to speak for himself, but I know in the chat he was saying he would probably be burning a lot of spell slots on doing some sendings to see if he can identify who it was who may have
spilled the beans.
Yeah. So I know.
Yeah, so
he had an interest in that, but I don't know exactly how he planned on going about
the
that.
reports that he got back were largely inconclusive, basically.
Did he manage to get a hold of and a reply from Ephiniel?
Oh man, there's a artist friend of mine named who's renamed herself Vivily. And I went to send "Stop Making Love to Giggle Pants and Get Online" to to vilify, and I sent it to her instead. So. Whoops. Hold on.
Oh my god.
Sorry, that was meant for someone else.
I mean,
that's the one thing I don't like about Discord is how everybody changes their names all the time.
All the time,
Yeah.
Basically, he sent messages to a lot of people. One of the people he sent it to was Yulia Matar, and he basically wanted to know, we encountered Matos, the Amethyst Soul, in the Evermoors. He knew of us and our capabilities. She said, you encountered Matos and live? Impressive. I was right to set you on this path. Did Harshnag find you? Do you travel together? And then he said, yes, we do travel with Harshnag. Matos said, she told him of me and Larionis. He hunts us. Do you know who she might be? And he received no reply.
Ooh. Cryptic.
Oh.
Yeah.
He responds back and says, sorry, I turned my phone off. I didn't get your message.
He's like, oh man, I meant to send that to Claw Yilmutar and I sent it to Ilmater instead. Dang.
Yeah, using sending on gods, never a good idea. So, found that
They're
out
like,
firsthand.
it's like if you're lucky they send the Metatron, otherwise you just go poof.
So I guess he would report back to you that that's a little shady. So I don't know. Like, do you have anyone else you want him to message during the 3 days? Do you have
No, I think we will ask Zephyros if he can identify this potion, maybe with the
Oh yeah, that's right.
there's like a crazy potion with
It's got fur and
bits of fur and scales.
Yeah.
Probably like a bespeak potion or something.
Oh, I've got a vial liquid he can identify. Also, do we have information on that mall that we were talking about in chat?
Oh, we've got plenty of information on it.
Well, let me rephrase that. Can I get some information so I can jot that down so I can wield it properly?
your
it's in
theory
the
was
journal.
correct. It is a beast speech potion.
extra chunky beast speech potion.
Yeah, it does allow you to speak with animals as per the spell.
Okay. We can probably sell that. I don't know. I can cast
While
that
we're
like
identifying things, could I ask Zephyros to identify this vial of liquid that I picked up back when we were doing some tomb raiding at the beginning of when I first joined?
What is the description of said liquid?
Honestly, all I have down is vial of liquid, and I think I would have found it in one of the sarcophagi. And if there's nothing doing because that was not specific enough, then I
Nope,
just don't know.
I just gotta go back to that part of my notes real quick.
I think it was right before we
Sorry.
walked downstairs to Geshmaleg. It was with
Yes.
yeah.
Hey, Karak, there's in your journal under magic items is Rod of the Vonadod, and it has all the information there for you.
Alrighty.
I can't find any
All
of my
right.
notes.
This liquid that you have found, when you drink it, you think of a color, and it will change your hair, all of your hair, to that color permanently.
Oh.
Interesting.
All right.
I want purple hair.
All right, so Marcus's sending is Iphiniel to see if she'll answer him and let. Okay. So, he contacts Iphiniel, the tiefling, who gave you guys the hot tip about the tomb that you went and explored.
Isn't Iphiniel the
Oh, sorry.
elven,
Yeah, Iphiniel, my bad,
or
is the
quote-unquote elven?
tiefling lady, as he is written, because he never bothered to get her name, is the...
I don't know if Marcus got her name. I don't have it listed down, so
Yeah,
this is me writing
the
it.
tiefling's name is Inverse.
Oh, I think I remember you saying that too.
Yeah, okay. So, Iphiniel does not answer the sending.
Okay.
Inverse, the tiefling, does answer, and let me compose a 25-word reply so I don't skimp on potentially good information. Okay. So he says, "Do you know of Madas?" Okay. Let's see. All right, so she's going to reply to him, no. Should I? Is everything okay? Is there anything you need?
And this is Inverse that this exchange was with?
Yes. Yep. Ephiniel did not reply, but Inverse
Right.
did reply quite quickly with that.
Can a second casting Ascending be done on the same day to continue a conversation, or does he have to wait
Oh,
till the next
totally.
day?
As long as you have spell slots, you could just abuse the hell out of this. It's like super limited. Like when cell phones were first invented. It's like that. Yeah.
So I guess a second casting, he'll probably just. I'm trying to think in Marcus' brain, so hold on a second. Super stoned. Okay. Well, I think just he'll say, as for the sword, and
Well, I was assuming based on the first message there that he just asked if she knew a Mados.
well, that was for a finial.
Oh, my bad. To update.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Oh gosh, guys, I'm sorry. I'm getting like all these at once. To
I'm
update her
sorry,
on
I
Yatar sword
hate your
danger as dragon may be interested. Okay. All right. To update her on Yatar sword. So, are we referring to the sort of dragon slaying that he's hoping she's gonna find?
The
Giant
giant slaying one from, I forget the hall, Zymorvin.
Zymorvin.
So little Zymorvin has a sword. I think he's already told her about that.
Okay,
So this
fair
is just
enough.
a warning that that there's a large black dragon that is
Alright.
may be interested and may be hunting it as well, just so she has
Okay.
some forewarning.
In that case, the reply from Inverse the Tiefling would probably be bad bitch anime laughter, like the oh ho 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 thing, and hopefully only get charged one word for it. Any dragon of any age would be a fool to come to Yatar. I have nothing to fear, and you have nothing to fear for your sword.
I like your confidence. I think Marcus would probably be satisfied with that type of response.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if he conveys it to Lars, Lars would kind of think, well, I'd assume the dragon would send minions, but whatever.
Right.
And then the last message to Halia would simply just be Marcus inquiring as to whether or not any of her fellows or contacts have requested information about the Sword Saints.
Okay. Being an information broker, it's doubtful that she would give too much information away for free. But Halia would basically say, people have asked about you and yours, hopeful that you have equipment you no longer need. Send list of available goods. I can broker.
Oh my. I imagine that Marcus would probably ask the party if there's anything that they would want, to keep that contact in good standing. I'm just checking Lars's stuff. I think I fed most of my stuff to Salem when he was in the egg.
Yeah, we did. We saw.
Well, but that main is pretty. That is one pretty main.
It is.
There's nothing left.
You're
Nothing
making,
of value
you're
to
making a
Lars.
tiny little cat's dreams come true. So if that means anything to you at all, if that has any
It
kind
does.
of value.
Couldn't be
Of
anything.
course.
Okay, well that's I guess something to for the part. If anybody has anything that they would like brokered by a contact we have, by all means let us know. Otherwise, if nobody says anything or says that they don't have anything, then Marcus would probably reply, not at this time, but will ensure to sell only through you. Something to make her think that that relationship going.
So that all goes over well. Does he have any follow-ups with any of those people? Does he want to ring up Yilimatar or Aphiniel again and see if maybe they didn't answer, but, persistent cold calling is the answer?
I think with
As it is in life.
With Aphiniel, he might try again at Lars's urging to, even if only to say that Larianis would like assurance that you are okay. We've met great enemies. He is concerned, just to see if she'll respond that she's fine.
Mm-hmm.
For Yilimatar.
Well, let's do it one at a time.
All right.
So the first one you're saying is for Aphiniel, and you've met many enemies, and you want to make sure she's okay. Is that what you're?
Yeah.
Okay. Eventually, a reply does come, and it's in her very lofty, sort of haughty, elven voice, and she says, "It is kind of you to ask about me, but I am in no danger. I hope that your travels keep you safe, and that you find what you are looking for." And that's all she says.
All right. Before Claw Yilimatar, I have one quick question.
Uh-huh.
When you took our recaps to kind of decide how that one session ended, did they all merge into one cohesive?
Uh-huh.
So what happened to Lars in my writing is what happened to Lars.
Well, that's what you think. It's what happened to Lars, but what everybody else thinks happened was accidental friendly fire on the battlefield.
Beauty. Okay.
Yeah.
Lars is just simply one message just for tweaking and fun. Lars is going to ask Marcus if he can send a sending to. I forgot her name. I have it written down.
So she does actually want to kill you. That's cool.
She thinks I'm something that I'm not. Is the problem?
But you are. You are an undead.
I'm not actually undead. That's the thing.
Yeah,
if a paladin did a little thing on me, I'd come out as. Okay.
You're super undead. You're a zombie.
Yeah.
You're a zombie.
Salem's not a
barrier.
So,
You're like, yes, I'm an undead. Marry me.
I'm gonna write a message and I'll have Marcus send. I'll put it in the chat. But in the meantime, he would probably, Marcus being Marcus, he would follow up with Yilimatar to see what that silence meant. As for what exactly he'd say, I'm struggling here. Other than just like.
All right. While you think about that, hey, Crash.
Sure. Yeah.
When Karak uses the Rod of the Vanadod to cast produce flame, like cantrips. Do cantrips do magic items that do cantrips scale with the character level?
A cantrip, yep, a cantrip is a cantrip. So it scales with the strength of the user.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wait, so my Ray of Frost... Oh my god, my Ray of Frost does more damage than I thought.
Yeah, and cantrips scale with total character level, so they're great for multi-class characters.
Hey Lars, you have an arrow with an eternal flame on it.
Beauty. I will take, and that's okay. One. Thank you. I will keep that for instances when, if we're ever hidden in the darkness and we want to shoot at somebody.
I'm sure you'll use it in some horrible way.
I will use it to illuminate myself in the darkness, so all my enemies can see me in fear.
I'm sure that's exactly what will happen.
and then I'll get pincushioned with like 56 arrows.
Don't use it that way.
You gotta respect his play. You gotta respect his player agency.
Remember, I have a record I am trying to achieve here, everybody.
Like,
I'm joking, so joking.
It's like here
you're trying to achieve it.
Yeah, you can use this as a flare. or to light up someplace in the distance.
This is the problem. We play on Friday. I have a very serious job, and so the problem when we get to Friday is I want to play a serious character, but I'm in a total let loose mood. I will get a handle on it. I assure everybody.
No, you won't. Don't lie to us.
I'm supposed. Sunday is supposed to be my pressure valve to be crazy.
All right, so
you just cut loose starting Friday night.
Anything else while the 3 days are going besides learning Giant and kind of recuperating, getting back all your levels of exhaustion? You have all your hit dice. You're burning spells every day to communicate with people. Is there anything else you want to do before you reach your destination?
One of two of this rod.
Okay, no problem.
As we are over, for whatever time that we spend over the whatever the swampy area is called, I forget the name.
Evermore's?
The Evermore's?
Yeah, the Evermore's. Gyoza will.
Well, that would be like right away, because this guy picked you up right at the edge of the Evermore's, and then you guys kind of.
And then we just went right across. Okay,
yeah,
never
and
mind.
then you guys floated away. Yeah.
Yeah, we just crossed the river, and yeah, we were right on the edge of the river. That's right.
Yep. Okay.
Just learning Giant then.
Sure. Okay.
Carrick would like to take any time with anyone who's willing to practice fighting.
Oh, sure.
Just honing your skills, honing your ability.
Yeah,
He's just trying to get back into.
Harshnag would love to spar with you.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you practice sparring against the giant, and this is actually very useful for both of you because he is much more proficient at fighting giants, and you are probably much more proficient at fighting medium-sized creatures. So you guys are able to kind of learn a little bit about each other. During this time, he does clue you in onto some of the crazy stuff that giants can do. So, if you would like, I will give you insider information about some of their tactics, if that is something that your character would be interested in learning. Or if you're just there for the fighting, that's cool too. So.
No, Carrick's been he's been in enough campaigns that he knows that knowledge is power, and that could be the difference between being successful or dying in a fight.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Let me grab this extra giant information here. Guys haven't fought giants in a while, so I'm having to grab their stat sheets here to give you a little bit more information about them. All right. So, what else can giants do? Well, they are normally pretty easy to hit because they're so big and generally kind of slow. They're dynamite at range with their thrown objects, but it is in melee combat that they really just wreck. They generally have a higher damage output, aka more attacks per round, in melee combat than they do at range. That being said, at range, they're about as good as a cannon as far as their range of damage output, so that's no joke. There are just some giants in every tribe that are experts at throwing rocks. They essentially have the sharpshooter feat. So that can be very painful. Because that's like no penalty at a range with an extra 10 damage thrown in. On top of the ridiculous damage they're already dealing. Some giants are so big and so muscly that they count as siege monsters, meaning they automatically deal double damage to structures, buildings, that kind of thing. The weakest giants, hill giants, the females are generally more intelligent, more wise, and more crafty than the men. And often either publicly rule over the tribe or puppeteer style rule over the tribe. But they're by far the brains of the operation. societies of hill giants that have little to no females generally fall apart pretty quickly because male hill giants are barely intelligent enough to take care of themselves, let alone like a social order. So without the females, there would be nothing. The males are almost always fighters. They're almost always barbarians. The females are clever and crafty enough that some of them are rangers, and a few even become druids. So that's kind of cool. Going up from hill giants. Oh, also, hill giants have the ability to eat you while you're still alive, because they're very good at eating. So if you get into melee combat with a hill giant and it grapples you, three things are going to happen. One, it's going to throw you really far, probably into a wall, or straight up in the air so you fall back down and take fall damage. Two, it's going to try to literally rip you in half, a very painful process. Or three, it's going to straight up just try to eat you, which could result in instant death. So, hill giants, definitely want to keep your distance. Stone giants, much more intelligent than hill giants. Normally they kind of keep to themselves, but the Ordning has everybody riled up. The stone giants are actually working for a stone giant lich. So a very powerful necromancer from long ago basically entombed himself and was like, the next time there's an Ordning, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to lead us to greatness. And he has. Or he has risen and now he's trying to lead them to greatness. So the stone giants normally kind of keep to themselves, mind their own business, but they feel like this is their chance to step out of the shadows and really kick some ass. So there's that whole thing going on. What do stone giants have that is super special? They have excellent armor class because of their stone-like hide. They have more abilities related to like throwing rocks and stones and can deal a lot more damage with it. Some of the higher level ones have druid-like abilities, like the ability to meld with stone. And they even have basically like stone sorcerers, like magic users who can use earth elemental type magic and summon earth elementals and stuff. So going up from there, you've got your fire giants. Fire giants are basically the dwarves of the giants. They're incredibly industrious. They love armor and weapons. They love engineering. So it is not uncommon for them to have fire elemental fueled constructs that they ride into battle or bring into battle. All of their peeps are going to be wearing plate mail. A lot of them are going to be using like shields or really high quality weapons. They have these guys that dual wield tower shields, if you can imagine such a thing. Yeah, they're bad news bears. Then you've got your frost giants, which are the best giants. Harshnag informs you. Basically, just if Vikings were like 20 feet tall, like, so they're all about raiding, having slaves, being tough, a very strange personal sense of honor, that involves like strength and courage and stuff like that. They love hunting. They love fighting. I mean, they're pretty basic guys. So basically, just giant-sized Viking barbarians. What kind of special stuff do they have? They have a tendency to be born with more than one head. The ones that are born with more than one head are viewed as being blessed or special, and generally become leaders or super badasses within the tribe. One interesting thing that Harshnag tells you about frost giants is that there is a cult of sorts that is basically polar bear lycanthropes. So imagine frost giants that are also polar bear lycanthropes. That's a thing. Yeah. And some cultures, they have tamed white dragons and ride them into battle. So you can see that it's slowly escalating as you hear more and more about giants, becoming crazier and crazier as you go. Above the frost giants, and this is a caste system, so he's kind of explaining that to you. Above the frost giants is the cloud giants. The cloud giants are kind of aloof spellcasters. Their alignment is all over the spectrum. So, like Zephyros, for example, probably a good guy. Other cloud giants, not so much. Cloud giants are fascinated by masks and intrigue and sort of like that whole mystery, right, of court play and etiquette and things like that. They're also all innate spellcasters, and most of them are also sorcerers, clerics, or wizards, because they're all about that magic. Above them is the Storm Giants. The Storm Giants are the strongest of the Faerunian giants, at least the ones that currently dwell in the world. And for the most part, they're pretty good by the standards of like the Sword Coast. They generally leave the small folk alone and kind of do their own thing. And because the last time there was an Ordning, they became the top giants and are in charge of the other giants, they're the main reason that the other giants don't just constantly make war against the small folk. The problem you learn, kind of through talking to Harshnag, who normally is not that forthcoming with information, but as you kind of spar over the few days, he begins to sort of open up to you and share more about what's going on with the giants. Basically, the Storm Giants have, or had, this amazing king named Hecaton. And he was like OG, like Odin and Thor mixed together. Badass. He kept all the giants in line and was just amazing. He had 3, according to Harshnag, incredibly beautiful daughters. The youngest of which is named Sarissa, and she was being groomed to be the next ruler of all giants. He also had a lovely wife named Neri, and Neri was a huge fan of the small folk. And she would do like, you know how rich ladies do, like outreach programs and stuff. This lady would, show up all like giant and powerful and all that, and she would help like island communities and, oh, did you guys get hit by a tsunami? And she would show up with like relief for the people and stuff like that. So she was like this tremendous like bleeding heart activist essentially for giant and small folk relations. Unfortunately, she was killed recently, and she was killed by small folk. She was, so she was murdered. Now, Hecaton, he went batshit crazy when he found that out, and he was preparing to go to war against the small folk. And at that exact moment, the Ordning started, and then Hecaton went missing. So now his daughter Sarissa is ruling in his stead, or at least trying her best, but her 2 older sisters are kind of like needling her and undermining her efforts because they want to finish what quote unquote our father had started and go to war against the people of the Sword Coast. So this young lady, basically not even a full-grown adult, like maybe, essentially like a 19, 20-year-old by human standards, giant, is the only thing holding back the strongest caste of giants, and essentially all giants, from wrecking the Sword Coast. Harshnag has agreed to figure out what the hell's going on and make this right. But, as you've learned, he's not a particularly smart guy. So he keeps looking and trying to find it, and he feels like he keeps being sent to all the wrong places. It was only after meeting with Claw Ayelia Matar that he was finally like, oh, okay, the Sword Saints and the Eye of the Allfather. And now he feels like things are back on track finally. But he does tell you about all this crazy shit that he got mixed up in. Like, he got sent to basically, like, death trap dungeons and, like, burial grounds of, like, ancient evils that he had to fight. And, like, every time he was looking for help, he would always get led the wrong way, it felt like. Yeah. So, you learn all that from him, and I'm assuming, since it's kind of confined quarters here, the rest of you would sort of pick up on that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Good
If
stuff.
nothing else, he'd share it as quietly as he could.
Oh, totally.
We're all right here.
Yeah. And he tells you that all his trouble started back with, like, the storm giants when this very beautiful but, like, kind of weird storm giantess named Lilino Wind Whispers. She's the first of many to give him, like, terrible advice.
Could you post that name in chat? I have a theory.
Okay.
It's an anagram. Hold on.
For Mados. Lilino.
I was close on the spelling.
I'm like, suddenly like, wait a second. Aphiniel named herself the Elvish word for storm. What if she was a storm giant posing as an elf to get close to us? Because there were rumors that we have the Vonadad. Did I say that right, Vonadad?
Yeah.
Ha! It only took me like what, 6 months of play?
So yeah, that's that. And Zephyros confirms. It's kind of like a play between the two of them. So as Harshnag is filling you in on the situation, yeah. So as Harshnag is filling you in on the situation, Zephyros is sort of filling in the gaps there.
You mentioned that the cloud giants have some strange like mask kink. If it comes up, Lars will like show him the mask he's wearing, like the gray render skin mask and all that. Tell him a story on how I killed a gray render, almost by myself.
Yeah, he's definitely curious about it, definitely into it. As he sort of eyes it and once you're recalling the tale of how you managed to get it, he's kind of looks very thoughtful at the mask, and he's like, you know who likes masks the most of any cloud giant I've ever met? Countess Sansuri.
Countess Sansuri.
She's the cloud giant I was tracking when I happened upon you, the one that was supposedly parked her castle right outside of Silvery Moon.
Holy jeez, I spelt it right.
Is that the castle we saw leaving as we were coming out of Gashmuk's tomb then?
It sure sounds like it, yes. Yeah, she, her nickname amongst our people is the Lady of Masks. But I fear that the Ordning has brought out some of the worst traits of her personality. She was already a greedy and vainglorious woman beforehand, but now she feels like the Ordning is an excellent time to take what is hers while the getting is good.
Do cloud giants, as a rule, use divination magic, scrying, perhaps?
Oh, I mean, she's an accomplished wizard, so I would assume.
Huh. And she was in the cloud castle overhead as we left Geshmalag's tomb. I wonder if she was the one who told Mados about our, the details of our party.
She wouldn't have been there for the handoff for sure about the details, but that doesn't mean she wasn't still scrying or had somebody that could give her information for sure.
That's my thought. If she was scrying us to see what we did with the item that we procured from the tomb, she maybe saw the trade-off.
Yep.
And I just don't know what relationship she would have with an ancient black dragon where she would tip him off rather than come get us herself. This whole "she told me" has us definitely a little paranoid here, but
You've narrowed it down to half the population of the planet.
Yeah, so he uses a minor illusion to show you what she looks like.
ooh.
This is her right here. You haven't seen this woman before, have you?
Have we seen this woman before?
No.
Yeah, Harshnag kind of shakes his head. No, I have not met too many cloud giants besides you, friend.
Is this a theater of the mind, or is a pop-up supposed to come up?
It's in chat.
It's in chat.
Roll20.
Oh, for some reason mine didn't scroll down. Hey, there it is.
Yeah. It posted it. It was weird. It didn't.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sensory, you say?
Hold on. We gotta NPC Marcus for a second. She's pretty cute. I wonder if I'll get in on that.
Harshnag shakes his head. He says, "If you think that she is cute, you have not seen frost giant women. Frost giant women, the most beautiful women in the world."
Lars is just nodding his head, as if it's the wisest thing he's heard Harshnag ever say.
Zephyros kind of shrugs and he says, I mean, women don't really do it for me, but Harshnag is correct. As a species, generally the females are quite a bit more fair than the male counterparts of every giant species. Except maybe the trolls?
Those hill giants don't sound nice to be around either.
Harshnag says, well, if you've had a lot of mead, I mean, there is a lot of woman to work with if that is what you are after. Hill giants, they eat well. So, you want to try to pump these dudes for any more campaign backstory? I mean, these are giants that are experiencing the Ordning. So, if you had questions, this would be a good place to try to get them. Or you are going to a giant oracle, so I guess you could just ask there.
Actually, there's a good question. What should we expect when we get to the Eye of the Allfather? I mean, we're basically told that the answers we seek are there, but
We don't know what it is.
yeah, like as far as we know, that something about going to the seat of power will find the means to stop them, but we don't really know much else to expect.
Oh, Harshnag nods and he says, these are good questions to ask. Basically, it is a temple long forgotten from the earliest ages when the giants ruled and the dragons made war with us. It is sized for giants, so for you it may seem like a very big place. I'm sure there are lingering runes of protection and other traps and puzzles. Your standard dungeon array. But given the intervening centuries and millennia that have passed, anything could be dwelling in there now. But it is built into a mountain, so it is likely that as long as we go in the front entrance, unless something has tunneled up through the Underdark, whatever we face would have to have come from the surrounding mountains. Usually, a dungeon in that area of the world is orcs, frost trolls, if we're lucky, just goblins or barbarians.
Frost trolls?
Yeah.
Shit, does anyone have any alchemist fire?
I've got a bunch of oil, flammable oil.
We'll have to improvise.
I've got a question. Gyoza will speak up to Zephyros. The Vanadad. If the fire giants completed it, would that just be the end? They win?
Oh, do you ask Zephyros that?
Yeah, I'm asking him that.
You speak of a weapon that has been lost to legends. If such a weapon were to be built, it might not be the end of all things, but it would be the end of many things. But it is, in my opinion, a foolish goal. The fire giants would have been best suited to focus on their modern inventions and technologies. Honestly, they've come so far. They could build such powerful weapons now. I feel as if they're reaching back to the past for nostalgic reasons, to sort of motivate their troops with the legendary Vanadad. If, however, they collected enough pieces of the Vanadad, they could certainly, after all these years, take what they've gathered and build something of great power.
Yeah,
Well-
that's the thing with using a legend to spurn on the troops. You kind of have to deliver after a certain point.
Well, the fewer pieces of the Vanadad that he could collect, the better. I mean, gods forbid he actually had access to every last piece. Then he truly could reassemble it, and then you would have quite a problem on your hands. Though I imagine it would be, I imagine there's third parties in this world who would step in and have a say-so about that. I can't imagine that Klauth would be alright with the fire giants demolishing everything he's worked so hard to build and protect.
Who's Klauth?
He kind of looks surprised when you say that. Oh, you live in the Sword Coast and do not know of Klauth?
Maybe Gyoza does, but his player doesn't.
What what about Old Snarl? You may go ahead and make a history check. Anyone who wants to see if they have heard of Klauth, aka Old Snarl. Okay, Egan, you got no idea what they're talking about. Probably a pro wrestler, maybe?
Pro wrestler?
Yeah.
Old Snarl.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like my dad when he would sleep.
Yeah. Larionis, you know who Klauth is. Klauth is one of, if not the, oldest living dragon who has not been turned into a Dracolich on the world of Faerun.
Chromatic or metallic?
Oh, he is quite red.
Mm.
Yeah. His saving grace is that he hates other dragons. So he's never really been too popular with his fellows, and obviously is hated by the neutrals and metallics. Throughout his thousands and thousands of years of life, he has built kingdoms and empires and lost them. But he is still, in his super duper old age, considered quite active. A lot of dragons that get to his age, they just sleep all the time. But he's sort of like the boy version of Claw Yilimatar. So more cunning, more intelligent, and more plotting than most red dragons. He has invested his fortune into the Sword Coast. So he actually controls a number of kingdoms, politicians, religions, and businesses throughout the Sword Coast. Yeah.
I will share this information with everybody.
So sort of like Claw Iliamatar, they're evil dragons, but they're lawful evil, sort of.
Yeah, like most red dragons are quote-unquote chaotic evil. They're just big, living anger monsters of destruction and greed. He is very much
Lex Luthor.
Yeah, he is the Lex Luthor of Faerunian dragons. Excellent. Yep. He does, however, in order to vent his fury, because you are what you are, every now and then he will just fly around, find an army, and completely destroy it. Usually orcs or armies of violent or unaligned cultures that nobody's going to get mad about. But he basically, like, you know, oh, I gotta get all this hatred and anger out of my body, and he'll just go missile strike, like a small kingdom or nation. Yeah. Now, a little while ago, I think where you guys are at, it's almost 100 years ago, he did succumb to Draco Rage Mythal, which a Mythal is a type of, like, 10th level magic that the ancients laid out on the world to create, like, specialized magic zones and stuff like that. And when he succumbed to Draco Rage, he did almost destroy everything. He kind of wrecked the city of Mirabar, but there's a crystal dragon showed up with a bunch of, like, do-gooders, and they kind of, like, they beat him up enough that he kind of came to his senses and was like, my bad. But other than that, he's really behaved himself in the last, you know, few hundred years. Yeah.
Crash, since I've just learned of the significance of, you know, the rod of Vonadod that I'm carrying, as well as what the Vonadod could mean in the greater scheme of things.
Yeah.
Can I, as we travel along, can I be casting locate objects, you know, locating pieces of the Vonadod as we go, just to see if anything's
let me
along
check the
way.
map to see if you fly within 5 miles with your route of any that are marked on my GM map.
It says the range increases to 10 miles. But
10 miles,
if we're
okay.
doing Pythagorean theme, that may...
Yeah.
may...
Let's see.
We got non-Euclidean geometry going on in Dungeons and Dragons.
You do detect.
Hey, it's important.
You do detect a piece from the temple of the Eye of the Allfather.
Okay.
And he still doesn't detect the piece that we keep in the bag of holding, right? That's still
That's
safe?
in a different plane of existence.
Beauty.
All right. Any other questions for these guys? these depots of plot knowledge. I'm telling you, as a player, like, I know it can sometimes feel like, what the hell's going on? So this is definitely an opportunity to get some questions answered. So if you have any other questions, do not be afraid to ask. If it's outside of their knowledge or something that they don't feel comfortable sharing, they'll just tell you. But they seem to be pretty forthcoming with information.
Frankly, one thing that Lars is curious about is the details of their motivations to help us stop the giants. I mean, Zephyros seems pretty clear that he feels like the whole thing is just a mad endeavor, but like that's enough for them to essentially aid us in potentially killing their kin.
Sure. To explain it succinctly out of character in the 3 days that you're with them, Zephyros is definitely kind of like the baby boomer giant, right? Like, there's no reason for us to change things because everything's great the way it is. Like,
He's
in a flying castle.
Yeah, like cloud giants by their very nature are very aloof, anyways. So like, he doesn't care about the Ordning or anything. Like, cloud giants are like number 2 on the caste system. That's pretty damn good, you know, and they don't really even contribute. So
yeah, he's a snow bunny, anyways.
Right, like he doesn't want anything to change. Yeah, he doesn't want anything to change because his life was good before the Ordning happened, and now it's all getting screwed up. Imagine being a friendly old cloud giant wizard and you can't go to your wizrobe meetings anymore because everybody's worried when they see your castle that you're coming to kill them. You know what I mean?
But that doesn't explain why he killed Marcus in the night, though.
And why
that part of it I don't get.
And why we can't revive him.
Yeah.
Hi, Marcus.
Gotcha. Hey, what's up? How's it going, guys?
Yeah.
A little something happening. All right, well, I'm here.
Basically, for the last hour, we've just been getting
plot exposition. So
gotcha.
So
Okay.
now
nothing you need to know.
Okay.
Honestly, you just re-listen to that first hour tomorrow, and you'll be caught up because it's just like, why is there the Ordning? Why are the giants going crazy? Who are all the major NPCs? And they're just throwing this stuff at you guys.
We also did a bunch of your sendings, but I'll try and send you some messages here quickly in Discord chat to catch you up.
So that's the general feel you get. The reason that Zephyros would be helping is 1, he likes the small races. 2, he does his own business and minds his own business. 3, he's very happy with his way of life, and he's very upset about the changes that are happening in the world. He doesn't want them to happen. Why is Harshnag doing it? Because he's the Dritsteward of giants. Like, he feels that the giants had their time, like they ruled the whole world, and their time ended. And now they live in the world, but it is no longer their world. And he feels that it would not be right to make war upon everyone. And also, he's seen enough battle to know that, like, all this is going to do is get the giants wiped out. Because the giants aren't working together. They're fighting everybody they can. And eventually, all these ancient dragons that you guys have been running into are just going to be like, y'all need to stop. And they're just going to there's going to be a big war. So many people are going to die. And in his opinion, the giants aren't going to make it out the other side. So he's actually fighting his own people to save his own people.
So, quick question. With the Ordning, well, a couple questions.
Sure.
Is it something that it just sort of happens? Is it kind of like the Vulcan Ponfar, where like
they get
overwhelmed and it just happens?
All giants know as soon as it happens. Basically, their dad, he was like, I love giants, and I love my beautiful wife. And his wife was like, and I love dick. And she ran around on him like crazy. And like it was very like Greek mixed with Norse mythology. So like she ran around and she had all these like cuckold babies with monsters and stuff. And he's like, girl, you can't keep doing this to me. And she's like, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. And then she did it again. Eventually he was like, well, I'm gonna love all my children, even my bastard children that aren't mine, and we're gonna make the world great and all that kind of stuff. But ultimately the giants could never stop like fighting amongst each other, all the different types of giants, and the dragons showed up and they were kicking ass everywhere, and he was like, I can't keep carrying you guys all the time. And so he was like, get your shit together, I'm leaving. And so like that was the first ordning. And they sorted themselves out, and they were like, Dad, we sorted ourselves out. Like, storm giants are in charge. You know, hill giants are the worst. Like, come back. And he didn't. And so they started this very long, like, almost Christianity type thing, where they were like, when the next ordning comes, that's when Dad, aka the Allfather, is coming back to judge us. And so we have to kick his. This is like, what is that thing where the Christians get sucked up into the spaceships or whatever? The Reckoning? The Rapture.
The Rapture.
Yeah, so this is kind of like the Rapture for giants. Like, they're convinced that their god is going to manifest and be like, okay, who's the best? Because Daddy's home. And that's why they're all basically acting crazy. Because they're all trying to, as quickly as possible, prove that they are the best to the god of all giants.
So it's not like there's a biological clock to run out on this. It's basically going to take as long as it takes for them to sort out their business.
Correct.
Okay.
Now, like with all religious things, right?
That's going to take a long time.
It could take, it could take a long time, or this guy could just be testing them, and he doesn't come back, or he's a god, so he just watches from, like Asgard or whatever. No, sorry, Ysgard is what they call it in Dungeons and Dragons, and he's just like, or Ysgard, excuse me, and he just says like, oh yeah, you guys did great, A+, C-, triple S rank, you guys are the new bosses of the giants. And then that's that. So this is their chance essentially to restructure their entire culture. So it's a big deal. It's a big deal, essentially. But it's also kind of embarrassing because like the hill giants are like the special needs kids. You know what I mean? Like, they honestly, their plan, according to Zephyros, is to the strongest hill giant in the region. She is a chieftainess by the name of let's see. I do not have it memorized off the top of my head. Chief G. And Chief G believes that if she becomes the fattest hill giant in history, she will win the ordning. So all of the hill giants in the Sword Coast have been instructed to bring her anything edible so that she may eat it. That's their game plan to win the ordning. Yeah.
Awesome.
So Zephyros is kind of like, it's kind of pointless because like the storm giants would obviously win because they're the best. But because cloud giants don't unite enough to work, we don't work together well, so we're not going to be able to like take the cup essentially. But because the queen was killed, the king is missing, and the three daughters are fighting. It's a very King Lear situation over there. They're falling apart. So it could technically be anyone's game right now. The Frost Giants, they don't have a very strong plan either, because again, they're not super smart. So their plan is to track down this artifact called the Ring of Winter, which will give their king absolute control over the element of frost and the parelemental plane of ice.
Joke's on them. They got to go to the...
Yeah. So the problem with that is the Ring of Winter was last seen in the possession of a super powerful NPC who has a series of books written about him, who isn't Drizzt Do'Urden. And he is extremely good at avoiding their efforts to find him. The problem is they're like, we don't care, we're still going to find him. And they're basically doing like an Easter egg manhunt across the entire continent. And they're just killing everybody. And they're just picking people up and being like, do you know where Arctis Simber is? And people are like, I don't know what you're saying. And then they just smash them on a rock. And that's pretty much the Frost Giants play for how to become the best. So really, honestly, I'd say the Fire Giants probably have a better plan than everybody else. Unless, like...
Theirs is the Vonadod, right?
Yeah, theirs is the Vonadod or the Vonadod Light if they can't find enough parts to build the actual Vonadod.
Yeah, that's the concerning thing is that us keeping a piece away from them, you know, there's benefits to that, but it doesn't mean we're stopping them.
Yeah. And we're learning this off from Zephyros?
Zephyros and Harshnag are kind of supplying the two different points of views and sort of aligning their facts together. This is during a 3-day journey with them.
And we're going to the Eye of the Allfather?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
Or is it the Temple of the Allfather? I don't remember.
No,
Hey.
the eye. You're right.
Hey, Marcus. Marcus,
Yeah.
you have 600 gold of diamonds, right?
I was like, oh, you're giving it to me? It says here I have 900.
Oh, give me 300, please.
Done.
Because I use 300. I use my only 300 to raise Is.
Okay. Oh, is she okay then?
Yeah,
Okay.
during your 3 days, you guys practiced Giant. You got hella plot exposition. You practiced fighting giants and learned more about their different fighting styles and techniques. And you patched up Is and brought her back to life.
Now, when you say
Did you
learn
guys
more about their techniques.
tell Carrick about that piece of the Vonadod in the bag of holding? Or...
Oh, we would have, I believe,
Okay.
at this point. Like, oh, hey, yeah, kind of forgot. Yeah, we're doing all this, and
Yeah,
we
we're
got
not
one
going
of
to
those
let you
pieces
attune to the
in our
rod
bag.
if we don't trust you about the. So yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
Okay.
around the time that you officially signed up with the...
Actually, in order for you to know what you're locating for it, you need to be familiar with what it is. So we would
Got
have
it.
shown you the piece. So
Okay, that makes sense. And I would have shared, well, it looks like there's a piece at our destination, so let's
Okay,
hunt
well,
for
let's
that
go.
as well.
All right.
Yeah, and I think I posted earlier into Discord when I was doing that huge art dump earlier, the Vonadod stuff, but it is also in your handouts as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I found it.
Yeah.
It's a weapon, right? It's a maul. Yes,
Yeah,
okay.
it is a wand for fire giants. It is a maul for you guys.
It's enchanted, allows the attuned user cast produce flame. Oh, hey, Carrick, you can produce flame against the frost trolls.
Yep.
With Con as your spellcasting sword? That's awesome.
So,
Nice.
quick question. So, when I pulled over produce flame as a cantrip from the index, it popped up under my attacks list.
Yeah.
So would it be plus my constitution as far as the attack, or
Correct. It
Yeah,
would be
okay.
fueled off of your constitution.
Can he add his proficiency?
Yeah, you would add your proficiency to it.
Oh, okay, groovy.
So just
That's fine.
where it says attack spell, you would do attack con.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Ta-da! All right.
Sweet.
But it's only got a 30 foot range. But that's that could be pretty clutch.
You're almost a Witcher now. You're almost a Witcher. Honestly, dude's only got like a couple first level spells to the cantrip. He ain't that much of a spellcaster.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Tell that to my Witcher 3 character.
Oh, I went full spellcaster on my playthrough, but still. So I burninated everything. All right. So with all that, out of the way, you guys arrive at the mountains. I'll move you back over to the big map, and you can take one last look at the spine of the world before you are dropped off via Care Bear Cloud Car.
So this is
And-
clearly the best time to take a bio break. I will be right back.
All right. So let me move your "You Are Here" token because you have made it.
Quick question on the exposition in regards to the sending messages that I sent.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, Larionis gave me a little bit of a rundown in DMs. He told me Claw Yilimantar told us she responded to the first one that you told me, then she didn't respond. Then
Then he reached out again, but he couldn't think of what you would say, and then it just sort of died like that. So do you have something that you would say on a follow-up phone call, like, "Girl, we get disconnected" or something, because you never replied? Like, I don't know what you want to say.
Ask her if she ate Bradsworth.
No. I would ask her specifically if that one elf who claimed to. Did I ask her about that? The elf? Did I DM you that already or no?
The DMs I received.
I see it here.
Yeah, it is Marcus, blah, blah, blah. I responded, and then you said, "We travel." Masa said, "She." He hunts us. Do you know who she might be? And she did not reply.
Okay. Yeah, I'll follow up with another sending. And specifically, do you want me to type it out? I can do that.
I mean, if you just give me it in under 25 words, we should be fine. So.
Yeah. Blue. I don't know. Was it a moon elf? The one that we met in that one town.
Yep, she was a moon elf.
Yeah, that moon elf. I believe her name was Ephiniel.
Yep.
Something like that. Yeah, Ephiniel. I would ask if Matar would know if she knew Ephiniel and who she was, because they claimed to know her.
I believe you asked her that before. And
did I?
And
I keep forgetting.
When you met her, yeah, and she indicated that she did know her.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right. I just guess I forgot personally.
Then Marcus,
Yeah.
Ask her if Ephiniel is also known as Lilino Wind Whispers.
This person right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lilino Wind Whispers.
Yeah, that was while you were gone. That was a storm giantess that I don't know why, but as soon as Crash said her name, I was like, oh my god, I bet that's Ephiniel, with all the transmutation and stuff, and the fact that Ephiniel picked the Elven word for storm as her name.
Okay. I guess since I don't really have much else to ask, then yeah, I'll ask if Iniel is Lilino's Storm Whisper, or if they are one and the same.
So Claw Yilimatar does respond to your follow-up sending. And she says, "I don't feel confident enough in your strength to betray her just yet.
Yet.
But she is known by many names. Go with caution."
Okay. All right. Then I won't bother sending another.
All right. I guess Claw Yulia can hang out with you guys on your dashboard. So.
Yeah.
All right. I'll move this mystery lady back to the corner, I guess.
Okay.
So, you descend. You head up the mountain. Let me see if there's any flav text that I have to read to you real quick. All right. Oh, there's a beautiful handout for what it looks like. That's pretty cool. Hold on. Oh, that's cool. Thanks, Chrome. I just killed my Roll20. Hold on.
Oof.
It'll be fine.
Okay.
Let's see.
And do we
Maybe.
save the horse?
No.
Or is
I'm
that
pretty
so much,
sure all the horses are. Yeah.
okay.
Okay, so this is what you guys are rolling up on.
Oh.
Dangerous icy stone bridge, mysterious temple entrance situation.
Yeah, if Zephyros would like to drop us right at the entrance on the other side of the bridge, that'd be great.
He is totally okay with that. He
Sounds good.
does say, it's been great traveling with you and learning from you. But our paths, they separate now. I have much I need to attend to. I wish you all the luck that your tiny goddess Timora has to give, and perhaps even the fates themselves. So, please part ways with me, knowing that not all giants are bad.
I'll give him a good berry.
All right.
All right.
He pops into his mouth. That's very good. Okay. Let
Just
me.
gives a twitch when he just straight up eats it.
Did he just say that the good berry was?
It was good.
He is a boomer.
All right. My Roll20 is dying here. It's got the little red message about your connection to the server and how much it hates you and me and the universe and all that jazz. All right, so a couple things about this map. Y'all know that I'm kind of a map snob. This particular dungeon has a very unique layout. Nobody has bothered to make a sexy map for it. We will be using the default map. It is a sacrifice that we're all going to have to just endure. So
Okay.
please, if you start to vomit when you see this map, mute your mic or something. Because
Gotcha.
yeah, I was like, I'll just rebuild the whole thing, and then I started to like make my own copy, and I was like, I don't have time to make this map. So we're going to be doing that, and you guys get dropped off at the causeway. So let me drop your minis over there. Let's see. Oh, and also because it's Valentine's Day, all enchantment spells are more powerful, and any charisma skills can be made with advantage.
All right.
All right. Oh,
Haha, Salem. Look what just happened.
I
now
know.
He's gone.
He could have converted everybody to his religion, but now he's not here. Oh, well. All right. Let's see. We dropped the handsomest half orc. Assuming you're like into geriatrics. There we go. And then we drop Egan, NPC Salem. Let's see. Oh yeah, you're gone. There we go. Gyoza.
So what enchantments are stronger, you said?
Enchantment spells. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So people would basically have disadvantage on saves against enchantment spells.
Wait, that's OP.
Yeah, it's just for tonight. I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Easy. Okay.
Honestly, you get a bard with like Instrument of the Bard, and all their charm spells, you have to save against them with disadvantage anyways. So, I will tell you this: during the time that you guys are traveling, there is a very sad Ias because her horse died, and she's very sad about it.
Let's get over it.
Yeah. I mean, she raised it from when it was born. So, there's definitely some sad feels there. But
Yeah, I was sad when I had to
Also-
sell my horse too. Don't worry, I get it.
She also rode her horse into a phalanx of orcs just so she can make our orc get there 1 round earlier.
She was
True.
trying to be a team player. So,
Yeah. We don't try and make you feel bad when you die.
yeah.
I died out of game due to 1 bad roll.
Was that all it was? Okay.
Just one?
You made a choice, but
Crash baited me. He knows I can't resist his whole, if anyone wants you, they can roll a thing to see if a crazy thing happened. And of course I'm going to be like, I will roll all of the dice.
Gambling,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
gambling addiction's a thing. So,
True.
yeah.
True.
now that we know that that's a trigger for you, we will try and talk you down if that happens. Yeah.
All right, fair
Okay.
enough.
Good luck.
All
We're
right.
doing random downtime for Alvis on Sunday, so we'll see how that works.
Well, be very specific with your genie wish. I learned that the hard way Tuesday night. Jesus.
Apologies for things running so slow on my end, but
Oh, you're fine, Crash. Don't even
finally
sweat
got
it.
the map. Finally got the map loaded. There we go.
So,
This
so,
is one group that's pretty fine with party banter, I think, while you do your thing.
so if I could throw it out there, through the whole trip, through 3 days or whatever, Egan was very to himself, quiet. He was involved in conversations, but probably didn't add much to it. And he probably didn't wear his armor through most of the trip as well.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean that'd
And-
be nice not to. Yeah.
Right. And on his tunic, underneath his armor, there are blood stains on his the shoulder of his tunic.
Oh,
Um,
because you've been whipping yourself.
he you would have seen him because there's no place to hide there. Cut himself
Oh. Okay.
twice while in the ship, whatever
Okay.
thing.
What are you doing, Egan?
He won't. Yeah, he doesn't acknowledge. He would have tried to do it as quietly and sneakily as possible.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
he was. And then cover it back up. But it would have been something he couldn't really have hidden.
Oh wow, my page is unresponsive.
Yeah, everybody.
Oh
Everybody's
man.
Yeah.
dying.
Oh, so it's not just me that it's like a Roll20 thing. That sucks. Okay.
I
You must be having
mean-
trouble with the map.
I seem fine so far.
It could be
I think I'm
could be a
okay.
service thing. Try refreshing, I guess. I think the cameraman's map is still trying to load up.
Is it a big map?
It's pretty big. Yeah. Oh wow. Page unresponsive. I want to die. Aw, I'm sorry. Chrome. That's really sad. guess-
Egan said the same thing.
Well, I'm not gonna wait around for that one. So assuming that you guys are good to go, we'll just keep going. And
Yes.
yeah. All right. So everybody should be healed up to their full HP. They should have all of their spells. You were dropped off in the morning hours, and the passageway kind of leads further in.
I'm gonna have my elf shadow with me already.
All right. Well, Roll20 has failed me, but I
Oh.
will summon Doctor Who as we go in. But yeah.
All right, I'll drag one out for you real quick.
Hey, Crash. If you could just keep me up with the rest of the party, because Roll20
Yeah, sure.
isn't.
Yeah, it's still
back
saying
in.
unresponsive. I'm gonna get out of Roll20 and get back to you.
Okay. I think it might be a service outage on Roll20's end, but let's see. Roll20 status.
Okay, that loaded right out.
I mean, I'm in and
No.
interacting. I haven't been cut or anything.
Well,
Okay.
well, stop interacting. Give us all some bandwidth.
Pun intended.
All right. Is it down right now? It says that Roll20 is up and reachable. So, I don't know. I don't know why some of us are having issues. But yeah, I won't deny that, it's definitely happening. It could be regional. So, all right, we'll just theater of the mind it, and I'll move everybody along. So, what you see as you come into this place is pillars of ice, as we discussed. There is a bridge of stone and ice behind you that crosses a yawning chasm. Man, that'd be a terrible place to get into a fight, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, you realize, looking back the way, leading away from the Eye of the Allfather, this would have been a miserable trek through horrible conditions. It is extremely cold up here. It doesn't care about summertime. It doesn't care about seasons. It is cold and miserable high up here in the spine of your world. If you did not have the proper guide, conditions, things like that, you would eventually die from exposure. That's how bad it is up here. As you approach the domed entrance, you see a 40-foot wide, naturally formed stone causeway that leads to the entrance of the Eye of the Allfather. Sheer cliffs plunge hundreds of feet on both sides of the route. The causeway is covered with a foot of snow, in which you guys notice fresh tracks headed towards the mountainside. You may attempt a survival check to learn more about the tracks.
I would like to give myself guidance and do that, but
Okay. Sure, I believe you. I'll roll a real physical die for it, because why not? Let's see. All right, you got a 3, and then let's see. I rolled an 8 for your survival, and in your survival bonus is I think a 7 or an 8.
7.
Yeah, so that is 15, 18. Yes, you realize that these tracks were left by a large group of humanoids. These humanoids do wear shoes, possibly even snowshoes. And in total, there are at least 10 of them. And the tracks are leading into the temple itself.
Okay.
All right.
Well, guys, I don't think there's going to be anything dangerous in there between us and this group, whoever they are. So maybe we'll hear them.
All right. Furthermore, as you approach the stone dome carved into the side of the mountain, there are 6 30-foot tall stone pillars supporting the dome, which is in no danger of collapse. Even though it's just covered in feet of snow up there. Each pillar is carved with a wraparound bas-relief. From north to south, the pillars depict the following scenes. A hill giant lifting a rock above its head. A frost giant chopping down a great pine. A cloud giant flying among birds in the sky. A flying storm giant hurling lightning bolts at a ship. A stone giant climbing a mountain. And a fire giant with chained dwarf prisoners in a caravan. I will post all that into Roll20 for you.
Okay, thank you. Because I don't type that fast.
Oh yeah, no worries.
Can
we have the technology.
Fly?
Can storm giants fly? Is that
Yeah.
the question? Oh, 100% yes.
Oh.
Yeah. They can fly, they can swim. They are the apex giant. They can do it all. They have magic, they can throw lightning bolts. They're amazing.
Guys, I don't want to fight storm giants.
Marcus believes they're amazing.
We keep talking about this airship. It's probably happening.
At the back of the dome, 40-foot wide, 40-foot high hallway leads into the mountain. Wind has blown the snow far into the hallway, but you can't see it on this jank-ass map, so you have to use your imagination.
Imagining.
Yeah, the snow thins out and disappears after about 100 feet. The tracks of the humanoids continue east into the dungeon complex. A few things to tell you about this dungeon. Everything inside is frosty, which would make it either very difficult or impossible to climb the surfaces within. Furthermore, It's unlit unless specified otherwise. Everything is giant-sized. That means if you encounter stairs, each stair is 5 feet tall and 5 feet wide. Yeah, so creatures of size large and smaller will treat all these staircases as difficult terrain because you've got to like hip yourself up each stair as you go. The ceiling in most places is 60 feet high, to give you an idea of just how big this structure is.
Fine.
All right. Go ahead and give me perception checks.
Yes, please.
Ah,
Okay.
starting off strong.
The wind is very strong today, Marcus.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Getting in my eyes, the wind.
Oh, Gyoza, are you still
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. No worries. Let's see. It might open your character sheet for me. Hold on. Here we go. All right. So Larionis and Gyoza, you guys notice that up ahead there are humans, or at least creatures that sound like humans, and they are grunting and arguing with each other.
Are they speaking in common?
They are most assuredly not speaking in common.
Are they carrying any light sources?
Yes. I don't.
Yeah,
I think the
I'll-
way that dynamic lighting works, though, you guys wouldn't see the dynamic lighting because it wouldn't travel far enough through the darkness, but I will check. Hold on. Alright. Can you guys see? Probably not. Let's see.
I cannot.
Yeah, I think you have to travel further in to see.
Does it sound like the giant that I've been trying
maybe.
to learn?
Yeah,
Oh, no.
I guess yeah, you would see their group all the way down at the other end of the hallway. Yep.
I
Because
can- yeah,
they're the only light in the darkness.
Oh yeah.
So the best part about that is that means that I can shoot them if need be. So they appear to be arguing amongst themselves. And
Is everything else dark in the temple?
So I'll step out of the way too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
unless otherwise stated, there are no light sources in this place.
so I can see like 9 clearly and 2 figures in the darkness that I think might be 2 more of them. So there's nearly a dozen of these things, of these humanoids. We can't understand their language.
Well, can we hear them?
Yeah, and can Harshnag, or
Like
does he
him.
know?
We can hear them, but I don't know. Does anyone have their language? Whatever it may be. I don't know. Guys, do you want to? I mean, are we going to try diplomacy here?
They are speaking Bothi, which we've established none of you speak.
Ah,
Yep. Definitely not on my list of languages.
And
Alright.
I would say probably just diplomacy works. I think.
Hey,
Well,
Crash,
if
is
we
Bothy
can't-
just
We
a...
have to be able to communicate if we're being diplomatic.
Is Bothi what?
just a human language?
Yeah, I mean it's the language of the Uthgard barbarians. It has its
every-
it has its roots in Aluskan, which is another human dialect. Remember that the trade tongue, aka common, is based on. Oh man, I got so much lore in my head right now. It's like slipping my mind right now. Anyways, it's basically like three steps removed from the primary language or the common tongue essentially. Chondathan, excuse me. So like Chondathan is like common, and then Aluskan is like branching off from that, and then Bothi is branching off from that. So like, could you communicate with like the simplest grunts and intentions, maybe like caveman speak, but they're pretty far removed from each other. It would be like, you speak Romance language A, and this person speaks Romance language C with a dialect.
Okay.
Yeah.
We haven't met a single Uthgard barbarian that hasn't attacked us yet, I don't think.
Hey guys, can you see me moving my?
I don't think we've
around?
met any at all. I don't think we've met any at all.
Now, I will tell you, Gyoza and Larionis, with those perception checks, looking down and noticing their fire, you do see that, yes, there are about 10 of them. They all look beef and tough, and they do have a tiny, well, not tiny, they have a small, white, scaly creature with them. It has dragon-like wings, and, well, it's a fucking dragon. They have a little white dragon with them.
We will tell that to people.
Okay. As
And-
you look at over at them, you notice that the dragon is looking over at you guys.
So I'm gonna make sure that my bow, like, I have an arrow knocked, but I haven't drawn, and I have it pointed down, like,
Okay.
definitely in a non-aggressive but like a ready position.
All right. You
And I
watch
will,
as the dragon kind of lowers itself and sort of like slithers along the ground and the wall and off to the right, out of sight.
Yeah, and I will also mention that to everyone else that the dragon in the distance moved out of, like, into the darkness and out of range of my dark
Before
vision.
it did, you heard just the faintest hissing whisper as it said something in Bothi to the others, and one by one they are turning to look back towards the entrance.
I will tell everyone to ready your weapons. We may be getting
Crash.
attacked.
Yeah.
I get control of Doctor Who, please?
Yeah, sure. Just a sec.
I'm having Roll20 issues.
Yeah.
Bear with me.
It's gotta
I'm trying to
be
reload.
like a East Coast server or Southeast regional issue or whatever. Yeah.
Well, if I'm the only one that's having it, then it's probably South.
Well, yeah, Gyoza was
I'm-
having it too, and he's in.
I'm having some
Southeast.
issues too. I'm in Florida.
Okay.
Yeah. See. Yeah. So.
Okay.
and
South
I'm at-
Carolina.
All right. We'll muddle through, even if we have to play like the ancients. So.
Sometimes that's the most fun, though.
Truth. All right.
Yeah.
Gyoza, you should have access to upgrade or updated owl token.
Thank you.
All right. Honestly, they are definitely aware of you. You are aware of them. They look angry, because they're Uthgard barbarians. They look like they're definitely ready to fight, or at least to scatter strategically. I think the best way to handle this would probably just be to jump into initiative. Unless you had some clutch-ass thing you wanted to do right before we do this. Otherwise, if it's something like, I shoot a lightning bolt, that will be initiative. But if you had, like, I don't know. Well, we'll just let initiative decide. Maybe you'll diffuse the situation before it gets out of hand. So,
Sure
Does
wish
anyone know
I
comprehend
had.
languages.
I have tongues.
Tongues
But
is
it's not
amazing.
prepared. It's not prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These well-established campaign settings with 100 different languages, those are the
Yes.
places where you actually want to be able to speak languages.
Yeah, it's making me think that I should maybe start bringing it if we're gonna encounter people who we can't.
It's a
So-
level 2 spell or a level 3 spell?
Level 3.
Yeah, that's a big one to prep, but it's a good one.
All right, but you have a freaking giant here, so I can't imagine this is going to be too tough.
That's what you said when the dragon attacked.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. I know that.
I just try to instill
Hey.
confidence in you. I don't know.
And
Hello, Salem.
and you sent us another dragon.
So would Egan in his small experience in the world know much about a white dragon?
Yeah, give me an Arcana check. Just real quick, but it would definitely reflect if you know anything about dragons. Oof.
Hey Salem, Roll20 is acting up, so you might have trouble loading.
So Egan, you're like, yeah, white dragons, they like the cold.
All right, good. He's in his
All
own habitat. Then we're good.
All right, Larionis, white dragons. Well, I think the best way that was put to me is that they are sort of like autistic a little bit. Like a lot of people used to think that they were really dumb, like the dumbest of all dragons, but they're kind of like Rain Man. Like they have like weird intelligence. Like they are good at memorizing things. They are good at recalling facts. They are good at noticing details. But they don't have like the more traditional cunning that like other chromatic dragons or even metallic dragons have. So unfortunately, they are not very well treated or respected by anyone. This does lead to either an innately nasty disposition or a learned nasty disposition, but white dragons can be real shitheads. Is kind of what you remember. They are immune to cold. They breathe a cold breath weapon. They are the least likely of dragons to have spellcasting abilities because of that sort of strange intelligence. Yeah, so that's what you recall.
Lars will quickly like try and convey something to that effect that, but he'll also kind of suggest showing respect might gain us more than a show of strength.
Alrighty. It looks like we got everybody rolled in. Ias is up first. Ias listens to your words and says, "So are we shooting or not?" Also, they didn't even dynamically light these pillars. Oh my fucking god! Hold on. I'm just so upset. Ugh.
Hey, Crash.
I understand if you guys never want to play D&D ever again. I'm sorry.
Has anyone been using my spells?
No, I haven't had anybody control your character because I don't want them to see that you're secretly the BBEG. So.
Okay, so full spell slots. Then,
Yep.
Because I'm assuming we took.
Oh
a
yeah,
while
you
to get
actually
here.
spent the first hour of the session just learning everything there is to know about the whole storyline of the entire campaign.
And we put continual flame on your tail too.
On my tail?
Oh,
Oh.
well, it had to match your main.
Yeah,
so.
the main. Yeah, so.
All right,
Okay,
so Ias
just-
turns to you, Larionis, and says, "So wait,
Alright.
are we shooting or are we not shooting?"
I shoot if attacked.
Shoot if attacked. Well, I mean, respectfully, if I attack now, I get 2 shots. If I wait to be attacked, I get 1 shot. Because that's how the world works.
Yeah.
What does Harshnag think?
Just ready to attacks.
Harshnag is like, they are barbarians. They will only listen to strength. Just smash them.
I don't know.
That sounds very wise. That sounds very wise.
I mean, my comment's more pertaining to the white dragon, so the whole show respect.
All right. Ias takes 2 shots down the hallway. I don't think she could actually Hunter's Mark because it's only got a 60-foot range. She shoots this lady up front, and this lady up front. Oh man, these guys are pretty strong. Holy shit. Oh my god. This lady up front. She takes the second hit. A 12 does not hit for 11 points of damage. Doesn't seem to care too much as the arrow kind of slices across her forearm.
We're gonna gas these guys.
All right. Then she's going to strategically move over to the side, and that will be her turn. Adorable white dragon is going to go, and it is going to continue hunting its prey. That's you guys.
Awesome.
All right. So it's got a pretty decent. Oh, that's fun. Okay.
Oh no.
I forgot about all that. Oh man. Okay. Boop. I guess it disappears. Cool. All right. I guess with the 20 Arcana, Larianus, you also know that they are natural diggers. Yeah.
Be cautious, the dragon can burrow.
All right, Gyoza, you're up.
Great.
All right. Let me check a range real quick. Let's see. I'm going to step out with my owl on my shoulder if I will stop lagging for half a second.
Sure.
Check the range here.
Those poor humans with the
That's really
no dark
really
vision. The only light in the darkness.
Oh, I
It's
don't have
right
a torch.
behind him.
I guess
I've got
there'd probably be a couple that have torches, so let me light a couple others up real quick.
Oh yeah, Egan would have his continual flame on his axe if that does anything for walking in there.
I mean, it's part of why they were able to notice you guys, because you had light sources at the entrance. Yeah.
Okay.
Should I just activate permanent torchlight cantrip on Salem?
Sounds good.
I will bless. I'll cast bless at 2nd level, and I'll bless Ias, Karek,
Wait, you
Larionis,
brought bless too?
and the giant. What?
You brought bless too? They were all getting mad at me for not bringing bless. I was like, okay, I'll bring bless.
You can bless. You can bless everybody else.
All right, fair.
All right. So real quick, one more time. Who did you bless so we can mark everybody?
Ias, Karek, Larionis, and Harshnag.
Okay.
And then I'll get behind this pillar.
Since you got blessed by a druid, in addition to the little D4 bless token, give yourself a green dot so we know that you're getting blessed from. Yeah, there you go. Cool. All right, and then you back out of the way. Got it. Let me turn on, I guess, some more fighty music. That would probably be good.
Dirty,
I put
dirty
a
dancing.
0 on mine as a turn timer. I'll mark it down every time I hit a turn.
Actual combat.
What?
So bless has a duration of concentration 1 minute. So if you notice on Larianis' bless token, there's a 0 because you can't do double division. So that's a 10. And every time my turn comes around, I'll drop it down by 1.
Okay, sounds good.
That way we
Okay.
have an actual timer on the bless.
Well, I normally keep track of it, but that's cool.
All right, let's see. This should be pretty good, I think.
This is very peaceful. We think we might have to kill the music.
All right.
Dun, 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 dun,
We'll
dun,
just
dun,
go with some
dun, dun,
classic combat music. All right.
All right.
Uthgard don't know no better, sadly. All right, so this lady up front, yeah, she is going to let out a ferocious berserker cry and just go nuts. She's just going to start rushing down the hallway towards you. Not like just out in the open. She's going to kind of go off to the side here a little bit. She can only move and dash so far, so she gets to there. Alrighty. That brings us to Egan.
I kind of quietly ask, we're waiting here, right? We're not going in.
Yeah, stay here.
And then I'll just take one step forward, and I will ready an attack for anyone that comes in range, or anything that comes in range that's an enemy.
Oh, crud. I forgot to roll the Elf Shadow in.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and add it real quick.
It acts just before Egan.
Okay. So just have it go real quick then.
It's just gonna move and hide behind this pillar over here.
All right. Let's see. We got more barbarians. It's gonna push past his allies and start kind of moving towards you guys. Harshnag. He's gonna just kind of lean against the stone here and be like, so we will wait for them to come to us?
Seems like a good plan to me.
Can
They'll be here in a second.
Can I throw a rock at them?
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah, I blessed your throwing arm.
thank you. He will throw a rock. Here we go. Doesn't need the bless. That is gonna hit. All
Well,
right.
he has it just in case.
All right. Hits this dude up front. 22 damage. All right. Guy gets slammed against the wall by the rock. Rock kind of shatters everywhere, and he shakes it off and lets out a defiant roar. Harshnag nods in approval. Hey, these guys are pretty tough.
Jeez.
All right, Doctor Who, you're up.
Doctor Who will take a dodge action.
Ooh, okay.
Just fly around here.
Salem Reborn, you're up.
Salem Reborn. Am I assuming that these numbers are incorrect?
What numbers?
The moving numbers, moving space, however many feet.
I don't know what you mean.
'Cause I'm
Oh, I
looking-
think
I'm
that's
looking-
elevation.
No, I mean I'm looking at That's 30 feet.
Oh, got you.
Oh.
Yeah. No, they're actually correct. This hallway is 40 feet wide. So
yeah.
all your spaces are actually 10 feet. If you
Oh,
want,
okay,
I can adjust the map to be 5-foot squares. Hold on.
Okay, everybody
Can I-
get ready. Roll20 is about to.
Yeah, it's about to shit its pants.
I was just making sure because
Oh, no.
I just want to know for measurement's sake. That way I wasn't accidentally jumping 60 feet per turn.
Yeah, so the hallway is 40 feet across, but you don't have enough grids. I get what you're saying. All right, hold on. Let's see what I can do here. 0.25? You gonna lose your
'Cause it-
mind?
Because if those are all 10-foot spaces, we're all.
All
large
right, the
creatures
number
now.
of units is too great to work with the advanced fog of war. Well, why would you have advanced fog of war on? Hold on. Jesus Christ.
Oh, maybe that's why we're dying.
This is why. Yeah, that's because advanced fog of war is on. This is why I make all my own stuff. Ugh. All right, hold on. There you
I'm
go.
sorry,
Now
Hey.
everybody has to shrink themselves down. So shrink your own guys down, and I'll shrink all 500 of these. Oh wait, you guys can't shrink anybody down. All right. hold
Yeah.
Hey, Crash, that actually fixed all the lag too.
on. There you go. That's why it wasn't working.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Hey, while he's working on this, you guys should go check out the competition and vote for me.
Oh, okay. Campaigning. Nice.
The one out there I'm currently losing.
I heard if you won, you were gonna choose. You were gonna do some kind of raffle with all the people that voted for you, and there was an Amazon gift certificate involved. Is that?
Hey, Crash.
Yeah.
Yes.
Each of these little squares is still 10 feet.
Is
Oh
it?
no, he just
I'm not
he just
even
needs
joking.
to.
It's
He just
Okay.
needs to
it's-
All
choose
right.
the.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's fixable.
All right, try it.
Hey, there we go. That worked. That did it.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so
Yeah, I've been doing this long enough. I got it. But man, now I hate this map even more. Okay.
alright, so in that case,
This map is positively giant.
Yeah.
so I know I,
Now it
yeah.
makes a lot more sense when they're like, it's so big. And I'm like, is it though? He can barely fit between the pillars.
That's
It
good.
can't be that big.
And
now I got the correct movement. I can actually move up a little further.
Now,
So,
here's the other problem, is that you guys are so small now that any sort of, status markers you put is just going to completely hide your
Yeah,
miniature.
I can't click on Egan at all.
So,
You're going to have to zoom, you have to zoom in real hard.
Okay.
You also might still have your measurement tool on. That happened to me
Oh.
a couple times.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
So
I
many
don't-
times I've been like, Roll20's being so stupid right now. I can't. Oh.
All right, so now
Okay,
that
no,
we've
thank you,
now
Joseph.
that we've done our own tech support and we've solved every problem and we've rebuilt the entire map and we've resized it and we added dynamic lighting where they forgot it, let's go ahead and do this thing.
Hell yeah.
So I can move. I've moved my full speed.
Yeah.
I am going to. What am I seeing here? Like people
Okay.
charging us?
Well, there were people way at the other end of this hallway, and they. I don't think now. Yeah. Okay. They're way down here at the other end of the hallway. And as you guys were looking at them, they were looking at the door. But they had an adorable tiny dragon with them, and the dragon looked over and saw the party, and the party saw the dragon, and the dragon said something in Bothy to the other Uthgard barbarians,
Where have I heard that
and
language?
that started everything going. And then everybody kind of jumped into initiative. Whether or not they are going to blindly charge hundreds of feet towards you, or they are moving into positions to try and ambush you, unknown.
Okay. In that case, I am going to. How far away did? Oh, I can't see anything past the entrance, so I can't really see where they're coming. So I will go ahead and ready a few diplomatic words for the first ones I actually see come into the light.
All right, fair enough.
That's what I'm doing. Holding my action to talk.
All right, well, you guys are under the effects of Valentine's Day buff, so.
Oh, we have a Valentine's Day buff?
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't know.
Yeah.
He came in right after.
Those will
Oh,
all
but
be
I'm
at those checks will be at advantage tonight.
Oh, but I'm a Chimera, or a Manicore. Do people really go for that sort of thing?
These people are hanging out with the dragon.
Okay, you're right. You're right.
Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm actually playing with miniatures because everything is so small. All right. Let's see. Moving. Who else has got to move? I'm so happy that the map isn't pooping its pants anymore. So that's nice too. All right.
A working Roll20 is a nice Roll20.
What makes me sad though is that you guys can't even see how cool these Uthgard miniatures are because they're so tiny. Like, look at this guy. This is a cool guy. Yeah.
So
That is.
Yeah.
that is-
Look at this lady. She tattooed her whole face. She's
nice.
gonna mess you up. Yeah. Like, look
Yeah.
at that handsome fella. He's got some kind of mullet going on there, like a super mullet. It's amazing.
His
All
head
right.
is shaved on the sides?
Yeah. There's a party in the back for
so-
sure.
Guys, just so you know, Lars is a little bit on the outs with his fiance, but he's recently developed a thing for tattoos. So capture that tattooed lady alive.
Jesus.
Ours is not in the position to make any demands of anyone.
Sergeant Carrick Borgash, you're up.
All right. So I'm going to.
Yeah, as you
move
suddenly
in.
take in the full size of this place, it's like, wow, it's a lot bigger than we thought it was.
I feel so much smaller than I did 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I'm going to ready a produced flame. So I guess as soon as someone pops in within 30 feet, they're going to get hit
Okay.
with that.
That'll be about 8 rounds from now. So,
That's okay. It's
All
a
right.
cantrip. I can do that.
fair enough.
Carrick, what you can actually do with Produce Flame, you can cast it on one turn and then just chunk it on another turn if you don't want to use concentration on it for whatever reason.
All right, Larionis, you're up.
Okay.
All right. Well, I mean, they're charging us and they're barbarians, so I'm not even gonna pretend like I suspect anything here. Now, I can see the light bubbles from Salem and Egan. Am I given to understand that if I step back one square, I'm out of the light?
I would assume so, yeah.
And if I'm out of the light, I am now an unseen attacker.
Correct. Yep.
Rogues do it dirty from behind. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna shoot this
TMI.
torch wielding guy here, and but that will be at long range. So any
Oh.
advantage I have for being unseen would be offset by my range.
I gotta move these jabronis back. They had to climb a 20-foot ledge to get up there.
Is the dodge symbol really the ram from Dodge Ram?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is. Isn't that awesome?
All right, so you're gonna attack with disadvantage. Go for it.
Well, no,
Or no, it's just a regular attack. All right, go for it.
Huzzah! Oh god.
Plus a D4.
A D4.
Yeah, that's right. Huzzah! Oh god.
A 14 does hit. Give me the damage.
Oh, that's awesome.
I mean, they're just wearing hide armor, and they're snow boots.
So while I didn't have advantage, unseen would still kick in sneak, right?
It's not so much attacking unseen as attacking with advantage or against a target who's adjacent to your opponent. Right.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
I
Then
can aim
11
next
piercing.
time.
All right. Fair enough. Okay.
And then that's my turn.
Oof. Okay. That brings us to that guy. He's done. Marcus, you're up.
I'm gonna step up, get a good look down the hallway, see a few people down there. How far am I? Definitely more than 100 feet. Yeah, looks like yeah. They're a good ways away.
Man, am I glad I didn't rage.
I'm just gonna.
No,
Not
it's okay. You
really.
just sit there cutting yourself.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That's my secret. I'm always raging.
I guess I'm not really
Okay,
gonna
Bruce.
do anything. There's not really much to do. Yeah, I don't think I have a single thing that can reach him from here. Hey, anybody got a bow or could borrow or?
Oh, did you? Drop yours?
Lars shoots his bow, hands it to Mark.
There are a lot of bows around Phandalin. A lot of short bows that get thrown on the ground.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think there's anybody leaving bows around it right
I mean,
here, right?
oddly enough, Egan actually just randomly dropped his longbow before he held his action.
Did you really?
I mean, only if I'm allowed to.
Oh, no, I don't.
I'm assuming.
I'll just stand up, kind of annoyed that. Are we really not gonna go, or we're just gonna wait here for them?
I mean, we have them. Most of us have them at an extreme range advantage while they charge forward. You might have to wait a round or two yourself if you don't like
Alright.
that, but I mean,
Just
it's
taking the dodge action.
advantageous.
Just
Taking the dodge action, and I'll just wait.
All right.
My turn.
Yeah, not the strongest encounter design to have a bunch of humans with a light source at the end of like a 500-foot hallway. Yeah.
It's an excellent design. I want to see more like this. Okay, Crash?
Okay. Hey, you stay on script. It's all like this. All right. Marcus turns over. Top of the round.
Hey, Marcus.
Yeah.
If you want something to do, you can just coat like an area in flammable oil. Just I don't know.
I don't have
I've
any.
got a ton of them. Just get out of my backpack.
But by an area, he can start lathering up his arms and shoulders a little bit.
I was looking for your token this whole time. I was like, wait, that's a brain token. No, that's Gyoza. Gotcha.
All right, this lady who's a light source in the darkness, she just got shot 2 times, 11 points of damage, because they're still too far away to activate Hunter's Mark. And then she will just duck back around the corner. Adorable Dragon is doing adorable dragon stuff. Gyoza, you're up.
All right. Let's see. Move 15 feet so I can look around the corner. Oh, yeah, they're over there. And then I guess I'll go back around the corner.
Hand me the oil. Hand me the oil.
Okay, I'll head right here because that's my 30 feet of movement, and I don't know, whatever action item interactions to give Marcus some oil.
All right, item interact to hand off the oil. Elf Shadow, you're up.
How many?
How many you want? I've got a free hand and my action economy.
Actually, so funny enough, I have the control of the token and everything, but I don't have any of the sight from the elf shadow.
Oh, that's weird.
That is very bizarre.
Oh, you know what? I have sight turned off because you're not technically able to see through it. You're just able to command it, and then it does like its own thing. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's
Also,
not the same as
ironically,
it's not the same as having like a familiar, because the creature is bound to you, but you know, it's not you basically.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, essentially, what I've asked it to do is to remain hidden around the corner until such time as they come into view.
Mm-hmm.
So that it'll just remain hiding.
Okay.
It'll ready that if
Spooky
it sees
ability.
an enemy like within range, it'll go and attack it.
All right. Egan, you're up.
All right, I'll step forward. I will now drop my longbow,
Mm-hmm.
and I will then now
shoot it, then drop it.
No, I mean I don't think I have a shield, right? I would have to. Can I?
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah. So
Oh,
no, and then
here you go.
rinse and repeat. Yeah.
This is why paladins use crossbows and.
Okay. Yeah, and then I'll again ready an action that may not be necessary, but
Okay.
that is all.
What a weird fight. Okay.
We're like running around. What do we do? What do we do? They're
when I was reading it, I was like, okay, so they're like hanging out by the door trying to figure out how to open it. Like that's cool, I guess. But aren't they're humans, so they're gonna need light, and then they're gonna be the only light in the darkness. Did anybody think about that when they wrote this encounter? No? Should I just have them all die? Like, would that be easier? I don't know.
You have
Just
no
roll
idea how
over.
much I wish I was a Gloomstalker right now.
Yeah. So this guy takes a move and a dash. He's done. Harshnag. He's like, I'm just going to keep throwing stones, I guess.
War of attrition.
Yeah. And he just kind of breaks a piece of the wall off. Hip hip. Throws it down the hallway like he's bowling. All right. Let's see how it goes. I am blessed by Salune. Now, I do have to check. It's not a crit, though, because he's at long range here. But 16 more damage. So this person who is the only light is now bloodied. Because this rock just exploded against her. These people are superhuman. Like, they're like Monster Hunter humans. Like, they're just nothing but, like, muscle and, like, iron bones. Like, these frosty, like, boulders are hitting them and exploding, and they're just like, brrr, like shaking it off like, oh, that's brisk, situation. And she turns into a heart. Alright, Harshnag's like, I'll just stand here in case they try to shoot or something. That way I could feel like there's actually a fight. I feel like goats was bigger fight than this.
Egan cries a little.
This guy, who's looking way more dope than the other guys, but I'm not saying he's the leader, he lets out his battle cry and begins coming down the hallway. He moves faster than the others, which is kind of cool.
Definitely the leader.
Alright.
Leader
But does he have a light, or is he stumbling through the darkness?
He's not stumbling so much as he's just, moving and using the light and the walls to guide him. Like a metagaming PC might do. That kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah. Like the DM's like, I'm gonna need you to make a wisdom perception check to see if you don't get lost in the darkness. And then he's like, I'm telling Adventurers League. It's that kind of situation. So, Doctor Who, you're up.
All right, Doctor Who. We'll just move there, keep dodging.
Okay. All right, Salem Reborn.
Salem is going to fly the 30 feet. And then I guess because he wants to do things, he's going to fly 30 more feet as a dash. So he's going to get right up in here.
You guys are forcing me to walk
I
forward.
don't think I can yell anything, really.
Are
It'd
you
probably be-
guys opposed to me moving them like 120 feet closer to you?
Oh yeah, no, I want this to play
Is
out.
everybody is
Yeah.
everybody okay with that? Is that
Yes.
okay?
Yeah.
No, no. I got a question.
or-
Salem would ask, are we trying to just talk to the dragon?
Here, how about this? I will move them one more turn closer to them, and I will add 20 damage to 2 of them, because that seems to be the general damage output that you've been having.
Okay.
Does that
So-
sound like a
so-
good, like, auto math situation? All right.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
How
Are-
about you kill them all?
Are we trying to talk to the dragon, or are we just trying to murder everything?
Kill 'em all, God King Salem.
I mean,
No,
honestly,
that's-
this
no,
this
no,
could
this
be
is-
the,
this is
this could
not
be the
Salem
first
asking.
dragon that you guys actually
Wait.
managed to defeat.
No, this isn't Salem asking. This is me asking, what are we trying to do? Because no one has
Okay.
told me what we're trying to do.
I don't know either. I think we're killing him.
All right, in that case, Salem is doing what he wants to do.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're charging us, so I mean they're open game, but
Okay.
Lars is just hoping that we can maybe do diplomacy on the dragon, but it doesn't look like it's interested.
That being said, since no one has made a decision, someone's going to make an executive decision and bellow down the hall if he can. Or should I wait until my next turn when I actually have an action?
You could bellow down the turn if you want.
Yeah,
Or
I'm gonna
bellow down the hall if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna yell down the hall, and I'm going to
In what language?
I don't know, but they were talking to a dragon, so I'm gonna yell in Draconic.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, Salem's high on it right now. He's gonna say, the God King Reborn wishes an audience with the White Dragon. Step aside or be obliterated.
Okay. Give me an intimidation check.
Is that at advantage or normal?
It would be at disadvantage because they don't know what the hell you're saying, but it would be advantage because Valentine's Day bonus. So just make a
So-
normal intimidation check.
So I'm roaring really loud.
Okay. Yeah. Now
Okay.
that they realize you have a powerful dragon of your own, it gives them a moment of hesitation.
And that's when we strike.
All right. Anything else from Salem?
No.
All right. Oh, you know what? I think I understand now. It's all tied up in this terrible map. The stairs here, right? They're 5 feet each. And if they're at the top of the stairs, you wouldn't have been able to see them until you made it further down the hallway. Ah.
Oh.
But because they were already there, I gotcha. All right, whatever. It's we're already
Roll20.
engaged. Yeah, we're already
It's
engaged.
it is now a ramp and not a stairway.
All right.
All right. Whoever posted Egan with your Cadbury freaking lie, get that out of here.
This person moves forward, and as she does, she looks down over the ledge because the lighter colors inside are higher up than the darker colors. She casts a spell upon the leader.
She cast a spell on him.
What happened to us there?
Yeah.
Got to adjust the the words for
All right. That brings us to more Uthgarts.
so we don't get sued.
Yeah. No, parody in America, parody is protected by the law. So, as long as you're making fun of something, it's okay.
Good old
Okay.
Weird Al. Thank you, Weird Al.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I love his Jurassic Park song.
All right. That brings us to Karak. You're up.
Well,
Also, anyone who doesn't know Draconic in our party probably doesn't know what I just said.
At all.
Not a clue. Not a clue.
Nope.
And
Yes.
Salem just remembered that, and so he's gonna use his next turn for something.
All right. What will you do, Karak?
so I'm moving up, and then I'm going to re-ready that air quotes fireball.
Dun, dun,
You're-
dun, dun, dun.
Okay. My first Fisher Prize fireball. Got it.
Is
It does have Pitbull playing in the background.
is north, like just true north, like just up from us?
Yes.
So, Carrick, you said you were moving on up.
Really?
I was
To
moving
the east side.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes.
Just observing. Just observing.
Yes, I was.
All right.
All right.
This woman stands here, and she defiantly pounds her chest with her free hand, brandishing her sword, her broadsword, and shouting at you. All right. It's like she's threatening you. She's challenging you to come forward and face her. But you can't speak the language, so you're not 100% sure. All right. This one, she looked pretty crazy. Also got them tattoos. She is also going to rush forward and also just begin shouting and, roaring at you in Bothy. Larionis, you're up.
All right. I will. 5, 10, 15. I will move to here. So I have a line of sight. And this crazy one who decided to make a spectacle of herself
Okay.
is still very much just out of range. So that'll be a regular long. Actually, that'll be a regular attack.
Okay.
Ugh.
Do it. That's a hit.
That'll be 6 piercing.
All right. She takes some damage. Doesn't seem to care. They're in a fury right now.
All right.
That guy
that'll be
rushes
Lars'
forward.
turn.
Marcus, you're up.
Yeah.
Banish
I
Larionis.
walk up, no longer dodging. I pick up the bow.
Okay. Do you have your shield equipped?
Oh! I dropped the bow again.
Okay.
That's right. That's right. I
Well,
dropped the
You
bow
can
again.
item interact, you just can't
crossbow.
wield it.
Yeah.
No, I dropped the bow again.
Okay.
I dropped the bow again.
All right.
I'm just picturing Marcus's character.
Actually-
He bends down, picks up the bow, and then goes to pull an arrow from
And
like
it
a
just,
quiver.
it
and
just kind
realizes
of
he
clanks against his shield. Yeah.
It's like I
Yeah,
can't.
I'm like, wait a second.
I feel like at some
And-
point we just need to hook up a crossbow to the shield.
And
Alright.
if that's my action economy, I can't really draw anything to attack.
Okay.
I'm just gonna kind of stand there and take another dodge action.
Aya shakes her head at you. She goes to stand next to Borgash. Still nobody close enough to use Hunter's Mark. She'll just take 2 shots. Here we go. 1, 2. Fortunately, this one up front is within range, so these aren't at disadvantage. So she doesn't need the bless. Both of those hit. 18 more damage. That person is still alive.
Yeah, she is.
And then she will step back, and that will be her turn. The dragon will continue whatever shenanigans it's up to. Gyoza, you're up.
Sorry, I'm helping my daughter with something real
Okay.
quick.
The dragon is.
All right. Yeah, Gyoza will step up behind. Yeah, I guess behind Harshnag. And let's see, that's 20. I guess that's a good spot to be. He's concentrating on something, so he'll just take the dodge action.
Okay. All right, that lady moves. Elf Shadow still holding.
No, Elf Shadow is going to move up.
Remember, it's an incorporeal creature, so if you tell it to go somewhere, it could just start going there, as long as it doesn't end its turn in a solid object.
True, but
Which is another reason that you don't have sight for it, because that would be very bad if you could
very
just
bo-
right.
just bonkers.
Yeah.
Absolutely bonkers.
I just have Elf Shadow literally phase through the entire dungeon and come back. Yeah.
It's basically like my warlock familiar, right? Like that's how. Yeah, no.
Nah.
No. It's just gonna stride over to here,
Okay.
and then it'll roll another hide. Now, incidentally, I don't know how this works. Whatever. It's in dim light, so this would be add 2 to the roll.
Oh yeah, nobody knows where it is. So.
Yep.
All right, Harshnag. He's just gonna be like, so this is it. We're just.
Oh, I
going
think you
to-"
skipped me.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Egan, you're up.
I believe you. So, does anyone appear to have? I'm leaving it for now. Ranged weapons on their side, from what I can see.
Bows are for cowards.
Perfect. All right. I will then use my action to go forward another 20. I can't count. Yeah. Okay.
Oh wait, one of them has a bow.
That's fine. If it's just
yeah.
one, I don't care. All right.
Okay.
That's fine. Okay. I will then stand there. I cannot ready now. Okay.
Okay.
Good.
You are very, very, very far in front of us.
So we're just throwing rocks at people. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I thought it would be cooler if we waded in and smashed them, but it's fine. This lady is destroyed as the rock hits her. Just body parts fly. Yeah, body parts fly everywhere.
And her torch is no more.
Well, I think conveniently the torch will just
land in someone else's hands.
Well, it'll just land there on the ground in the gore that was this woman. So there you go. Oh god, she really blew up big. Oh my god. There we go.
Was that the one with the pretty tattoos?
Yes.
No. Yes.
Oh,
It was.
All right. This is the boss dude's turn. All right. Oh, Egan, did you move to there? I'm sorry, I didn't notice.
Yeah. So it's since I took a
okay.
dash.
You actually triggered a trap.
His trap card.
Yeah.
Oh.
This one's could be a doozy. Let me see.
Don't worry. If it's an arrow, if it's some kind of bow attack, he doesn't have very good records with those. So you probably don't gotta worry.
All right, let's see. When
It's gonna be a boulder that comes up from the top of the stairs and rolls its way down.
Yeah, but what if it rolls towards the bad guys?
It'll roll from the bad guys towards.
That's
from
right.
From the very end of the tunnel.
I have a gnome rogue. I'm ready to play.
Oh wow, yeah, this could be really bad. All right. Oh my god. Wow.
Great.
Holy shit.
Valentine's Day.
Okay. Oh wait. Okay. I had to read the fine print here. So, as you step there, you hear a click of a trap going off. And then you hear you look up and you see that 60 feet above you, a 20-foot by 40-foot stone wall is falling down to block the passage. It will at the end of Egan's next turn. No, the beginning of Egan's next turn. Seal off this passageway. So if you are not on Egan's side of it, you're not going to be able to get in, basically. Yeah.
That sounds like an Egan problem.
You're right. All right. So with that established, let me go back to this guy. He sees that a worthy opponent is approaching. He is hastened, so he is going to run, and he is going to use his tremendous strength and speed and his bonus action dash to jump. And I guess he will use his action to dash, and he just gets right up in your face. You do notice, though, that he did jump over this portion of floor.
Noted.
Yeah. All right. He has nothing else because he used his haste action to dash. All right, that brings us to Doctor Who.
All right, Doctor Who is just going to. Now, where is this section of wall that is falling down?
Oh yeah, let me draw it on the map for you real quick. This is right there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was where I drew the really ugly squiggly line that I don't know how I can delete. How do you delete?
You just selected
Click on
it.
it.
You highlight it.
Yeah, it's all good.
Oh, haha.
You did draw in roughly the correct spot, the area that he jumped over, though. All right. So Doctor Who,
All right.
what's the plan?
Just move there with a
Okay.
dash.
All I just see is the dodge symbol. It's amazing. All right, Salem, you're up.
Oh wait, he doesn't have to dash to get there.
Oh, okay.
Dodge.
So he turns back into a dodge symbol.
Salem would have to dash. So Salem's gonna flappy flap his way over here.
Okay.
He is. I'm gonna say he's roughly 25 feet in the air, since this is a pretty big area.
It's a 60-foot high ceiling. Yep.
He'll just be 30 feet in the air.
Okay. All right. So you
and
fly as the stone is falling down. You do like a barrel roll, and then end up on the other side of it. Okay.
And this time in common, so my comrades can hear me too.
Okay.
And understand what I'm trying to do. I'll yell again, and hopefully it works. I will say, once again, I am God King Salem, and I seek an audience with the dragon. Kneel, or step aside and kneel, or be obliterated.
All right. Unfortunately, there's just this language gap. They do not speak common.
It's okay. Can I intimidate him again?
Yeah. I mean, you could try and roar and stuff for sure. Yeah.
Buck, 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 buck.
Eh.
Yeah. I mean, if these were not raging barbarians, I would say probably pretty damn scary. You're way scarier than you used to be. But I mean, this guy, he's looking like the boss of like Golden Axe, you know? Like he's just not really, he's just not.
That was my favorite game.
Wasn't that a great game?
He's gonna be real
Oh,
scary when
yeah.
he gets Spanish.
I love that game so much, dude. Oh, Jesus.
That's my turn.
Brought back
Alright.
a whole ton of memories there.
Uthgard Shaman is going to maintain concentration and move up. That'll be her turn. Uthgard Joey, or whatever his name is, he is going to move forward.
Hey, yo, it's Joey.
It's Joey from the block, from the spine of the world. Hey,
Hey.
how's everybody doing? All right, this lady's going to run, and she's just going to leap down off the wall and take 2d6 points of damage, because
His mother
barbarian.
calls him Joseph.
Takes 7 points of damage. She don't care. She don't care about nothing. I don't know. They must make a lot of babies in Uthgard tribes because these people have no regard for their own lives. All right, this guy's gonna go. Let's see. Oh, he was gonna carefully climb down, but when he saw that she jumped down, he wasn't about to be outdone, so he's gonna jump down as well.
I'm no milk drinker.
Yeah, it takes 5 points of damage.
He's a chocolate milk drinker then.
Yeah.
It's funny when it's like you say I'm no milk drinker and then you hit the ground, break all your bones. I should have been a milk drinker.
So a calcium joke. I love it. Sergeant Carrick Borgash, you're up.
Okay, what are these red? What are these red boxes that popped up?
Those are our health bars.
Oh,
You're just so small. Like you look up and you guys
God.
see Rick Moranis, and he's like out of
Wow.
retirement. He's like looking for you guys, but you're so fucking small he can't see you.
all right. So I'm gonna move there, then
There's
dash.
talk of him doing another.
Now,
kind of
Carrick,
effective-
I want to ask: Are you
Yeah.
happy? Are you happy with your character? Because if you're not, stand in that pink box so everybody can find out what happens.
No, I'm not going to commit suicide with
Okay,
Carrick.
fair enough.
If he dies, he dies. I've got a backup.
The
but-
amount of damage that it told me to roll is admirable.
Wait, you're telling me that this is a way I can add 1 to my mark?
Well,
How
you
would-
could
how would you
certainly
guys-
try. I think is what I'm supposed to say.
Dude,
yeah.
that's gonna turn you into Billy of the Month. I don't think that's a good idea.
All right. So, Karak, anything else, or did you have to dash to get there?
I had a dash to get there, but I have yield action surge
Oh, very
and
nice.
a bonus action, so I'm gonna bonus action rage.
Fair enough.
And then I'm going to hit the barbarian that's in front of me. I'm gonna try and hit him twice. All right,
Okay.
so let's try this
Burn
rod
that
of
action surge early.
Vanadod.
15 is pretty good. Does it hit this dude who's
It's
benefiting?
17 because he's flanked.
Oh, because you're flanked. Let's see. Even with haste, that is enough to hit. All right.
All right, so that deals 9, and then we'll hit a second time, hopefully. Yeah, that hits.
All right. Both of those hit. He is going to, as a reaction, he is going to use a Spirit Shield, which is like the NPC ancestral barbarian version of their ability. So
That's cool.
you take 9 points of damage as spooky spirits kind of erupt from his chest and assault you.
Okay, and that's like magical damage.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, sorry. He reduces the damage. My bad. So he
It's a-
reduces the
okay.
first attack to 0. He does take the 14. Okay. I thought it was a
Okay.
damage shield, but it's a reduction ability. Still
Okay.
pretty cool.
I like the flavor of it. That's actually pretty neat.
Yeah. All right. And he could do it for other people too, but, you know, he's a little selfish. All right. Anything else from Karak?
Nope.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, you're paced, so we'll leave you alone. All right, you're up. She's going to come rushing up, and she does not have the speed to make this jump, so she is going to come up to here and take a dodge action. So she holds her broadsword up in front of herself and turns into an automobile company symbol. All right.
Bro.
Are these guys literally barbarians? Looks like it.
Larionis, you're up. Yeah, I mean, these guys were barbarians before barbarian was a class.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, quick OOC. Are we all trying to clear the wall on this turn, guys?
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
Oh my god.
So yep, get up in there. It's time to use that sword.
Okay, so here's the thing. That's one move. That's 2 moves.
You're
All
gonna
right,
go
and
bonus
then-
action dash.
This is my cunning action to dash.
Yeah,
Okay.
there
Yep,
you go.
that's it. That's it. Do
You're good.
it.
That's all
That's
you
it.
need.
Get in there.
That sounds good.
Oh my
Get in
god.
there.
What's problematic
Get
about
in.
that?
Yeah. I don't see anything.
If not, good luck on the outside, my guy.
So I'm gonna go to here at least, so I have a
Alrighty.
little bit of distance
Sure,
there.
sure.
Sounds good.
And oh no, hold on. Sorry, there's a bunch of red boxes.
Those are
Yeah,
Those
they're
are our
health
health
bars.
bars.
Ignore 'em.
Yeah. Those are
We just had this conversation.
Who is that? On the
Who's who?
bottom. On the bottom here.
Salem.
That's
Oh,
Salem.
okay. Okay, that's
You don't
Salem.
recognize Salem?
I'm hurt. You're no longer.
Yeah,
my
it's
favorite.
so weird. Like it's like he hasn't changed at all. Okay,
Oh,
Lars is,
if you
booking it.
really want to mess with your browser, you could hold Control and plus and try to zoom your browser in, so you can like get a decent shot of what's going on.
I'm at 200% already.
Okay.
Same.
Okay, yeah. So Lars is just
Oh, no.
absolutely ridiculously booking it, and he ends up there. Bow still in hand. Oh, hold on. When did he use his cunning action though? That would have been 30 feet back from there, which is 35 feet. Ah, damn it. Okay,
Okay. All right.
all good. Just out of range to do my grave bolt to that guy.
All right. This guy's gonna move and dash. That'll be his turn. Marcus, you're up.
Alrighty. 30 feet. Then dash 60. and I end there. And
All right.
all right, that's all I can do.
We're not giving Harshnag any room.
Nope. I'll say Harshnag, get up in here.
Well,
Place gonna be
Harshnag
closed
is more,
off.
Harshnag is
He's
2
gonna
sizes
bust in
bigger
there.
than
He's
us.
gonna
He can
resting
walk
his balls
over
on
us.
someone's head.
He can literally stand over any of us.
All right.
Like I said, resting balls on
Gyoza,
head.
you're up.
Oh man, I guess we're really doing this.
Yep. Come on, Gyoza.
Well, now Gyoza, hold on though. You can always just like wait on the other side and see what happens.
Yeah, true.
Oh man, I will use my action to. Yeah, I gotta use my action to dash because I can't make it even as a dire wolf.
That's when we
I'll
all
dash.
enact our plan as Gyoza stays outside to kill all of our characters off and roll new ones, except for Gyoza.
All right.
He becomes the new leader of the Sword Saints.
Yeah.
Goodbye,
this-
Bo.
Well, if you
woman
guys
is-
are gonna commit harakiri, then I'm just gonna stay alive. That way, Gyoza and I.
Oh no.
Elf Shadow, you're up.
Salem has a death pact with everyone.
How did Roll20 think we were gonna run this with 10-foot squares? I don't even understand anymore. Oh my god.
I think it's best not to question
Yeah.
these things.
All right.
Did that show the pacing for the Elf Shadow?
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Beauty. Okay. That's its move.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that needed a dash to do.
All
that.
right, Egan. As your turn starts,
Wait, Harshnag didn't go?
Harshnag
Harshnag.
goes
Oh.
after Egan.
Harshnag, no.
But wait, what did Harshnag do on
Wait,
his
what did
turn after
he
Egan
th-
set the trap?
He smashed her.
Yeah, he
He
Oh.
did this.
He threw a rock.
But
Okay.
he didn't make his move action?
I
Harshnag,
mean,
you're smarter than that.
he wouldn't have had enough speed to get in. You want him to die? You gonna try to kill Harshnag?
No.
That's not what I'm saying at all.
I guess it's just up to us. Bye, Harshnag.
He's gonna
Alright.
fight the dragon.
The door
Goodbye
comes
forever.
slamming down, or the wall comes slamming down behind you.
There's no possible way that I had time to try to grab this dude and pull him and like twist me around.
That would have been hype as hell. But I think the timing of it's just kind of off.
Because
Yeah.
it says at the beginning. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So now that it has crashed down behind you for maybe, I don't know, 24d12 points of damage or something.
That's not a lot.
Wow.
Yeah. A barbarian would be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, just as long as
Harshnag
it's
would be
raging.
fine.
All right. Let's see. That brings us
Oh.
to.
How thick was it?
You're right. That would be kind of hype if he had stood underneath and tried to grab it. You want him to try to stand underneath and try to grab it?
No.
Here, I'll roll 20, 40, 12 on your boy. Here you go. I don't mind.
Just 172?
Let's see. Oh, you rolled it? Yeah, Gyoza already rolled it. All right. Well, Harshnag is bloodied, but he is holding the wall up with his body. So there you go.
Harshnag, wait, no.
It's
We
too
said
late.
Don't do that.
We've already committed. You guys want to know what he was doing? That's what he's flicking doing. So.
Okay, then I want to take this guy and put him underneath.
All right, give me an athletics check.
I will rage first.
Okay. Harshnag is like, this ceiling is very heavy.
It's okay, you can let go soon.
You said strength or athletics?
Athletics. You're doing an opposed grapple, essentially.
Ooh.
Hey,
Ooh,
24,
okay.
'cause you're
24 is
raging.
pretty freaking good. All
But
right.
he's also raging,
He's
probably.
also raging.
Yep.
All
See
right.
who rolls higher.
He has advantage to his athletics check as well. Let's see how it goes. Oh shit.
Ooh.
You go to grab this
By
dude.
natural 20.
Yeah, you go to grab this dude, and he just headbutts you in the face. You feel like a spray of blood. Yeah, you feel and taste a spray of your own blood.
Can I do it again for my second attack?
Technically, yes.
Do it again.
All right, can he get a nat 20? Let's see, 2 times in a row. No.
Nope.
All right, so you get your nose kind of bent in a little bit, and you just kind of shake it off, let out a almost primal kind of roar. You grab hold of him, and
Suplex.
yeah, and
Suplex.
you pick him up and suplex him, wham, underneath the wall that's about to drop.
And then on Harshnag's turn, he can move and let it squish him.
All
Yes.
right, that's hype as hell, Egan. That's hype as hell. All right. Anything else from Egan, or are you just gonna hold him there so he can't get away?
Yeah, I'll hold him there.
All right, this guy's gonna go. He's gonna run and jump. He'll land there. He'll take 2d6 points of damage.
And he'll be
Alright.
like, boss, you're in a very strange predicament.
All right,
Hello.
Harshnag is like, if I stand here any longer, I will take the damage again. I have to move.
Yeah, no, get over here,
Okay,
Harshnag.
Harshnag, come over here.
And he kind of pushes it up, and then runs out from underneath and lets it fall back down.
Oh, he
Egan,
does
please roll. I'm gonna say it's fallen a little bit, so it's only gonna be like 18d12. So go ahead and roll 18d12 against this boss.
Only 18.
Only, yeah, only.
Ah, hold on. Wait, hold on.
And he's gonna be prone for sure, right? He's gonna be 100%
I
prone.
mean, is
Probably
strawberry
pinned.
jam prone? Yes. So.
We just want
Yeah.
to see like how
Just
much
in
it
case
spreads.
you
Egan, I
survive
need to
somehow.
see it. Oh yeah. So the
Wow.
wall comes crashing down,
Oh, so many high numbers.
and
Wow.
as it does, the guy has a brief moment where he looks around. As a free action, you release the grapple, and he is completely and utterly destroyed.
That's what I was waiting for. The catch effect.
Just blood, it goes everywhere.
Oh,
He
wow.
is liquefied. All of the Uthgarts stop. And they're like, ugh.
I'm still holding on to his leg.
You're gonna beat them to death with it.
Yes, I am.
All right, let me
Improvised
see,
weapon causes fear.
barbarians at the gate. Is there anything that would trigger
all
them
his loot.
to be like, no, thank you? All right, okay.
What if seeing their boss die puts them into
Yeah.
like a frenzied rage?
And I do a similar lion style roar as I heard Salem do recently.
Okay. The remaining barbarians throw down their swords.
Yep.
Clank, 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 clank onto the ground.
Wow.
All right. Do you wish to continue the fight, or do you accept their surrender?
I will accept their.
Okay.
Salem, you have new followers.
This is why Egan is my champion.
Oh my god.
Helm might have something to say about that.
Oh, Salem doesn't care about Helm.
What about Marcus? Do you care about Marcus?
You're his high priest.
Yeah, you're the Grand High Cleric.
good.
But
Okay,
Egan
good.
is the fist of the God King.
Marcus feels conflicted. He feels like he has someone to compete against now.
I just
mean-
love how Salem is not a. Salem is like a. He's the god you can be in an open relationship with. You know, you could be Helm's champion, but you could be Salem's champion too. You could be a Dawnbringer of Lathander, but you're also somehow Salem's high
That was a
cleric.
strong argument that was made against D&D religion. Was like, why with like hundreds of gods do they want you to only have one deity? Which I thought was a pretty fair point. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were actually a very polytheistic kind of world until Lord Ow was just like, no. You're only as powerful as the worshippers that only worship you.
Yeah.
Then the gods got all greedy and stuff.
So you're saying it's Planescape's fault? So a little bit.
Salem is gonna ask.
I mean, let's be honest.
Salem's gonna ask Harshnag how he feels. Because
The
he
Harshnag
did get...
shrugs and he's like, they respect strength.
No,
Just...
like physically, like because he took a beating from the wall.
Oh,
yeah.
I just need an hour to rest.
Salem is going to flap over and put a newly clawed paw on Harshnag's shoulder and cast life transference.
Oh, damn. Okay.
And
Lars is gonna investigate the
I
ground.
took
Yeah, you can figure out what the.
I take 17 damage, and he gains twice that.
Oh, nice. All right.
Damn.
So 34.
Okay. He gains 34 health. Awesome.
Lars is going to investigate the ground here to see if he can identify why they were jumping across there.
Oh, sure.
Are we still blessed or no?
Depending on how quickly you do all this, I'd say. But if you're gonna, these guys have given up. They're investigating. Blessed only applies to saving throws and attack rolls, so I don't
Never
know.
mind then.
Yeah. A guidance spell would have helped. But either way, you investigate the floor. Your best guess is that it is a giant-sized pressure plate. And essentially it is a trap to keep people who are not supposed to be here out of here. 20-foot jump is nothing to a giant. So any giants that were pilgrims here or worked here would have known to jump over these two sets. Based on its size, you imagine it does a similar thing to the first one. So if they didn't crush you with the first one, they crush you with the second one.
As you're like running through, I'll ask Harshnag if he can like toss us across.
And I'm gonna ask Harshnag if he's gonna do that because I can fly everyone across too, guys.
Oh.
As much
How-
as that was
how
going to be
big are
my
you?
question.
I'm medium
medium
size.
size.
I'm not like a house cat anymore.
The
Yeah.
lions.
Yeah, he's the size of a lion, I guess. Like,
Hey,
Salem
Crash.
is gonna ask Harshnag.
I will dismiss and resummon Doctor Who on this side of the barrier. I can't.
sure.
Salem's gonna ask Harshnag if he can speak to them in Giant and see if they understand Giant.
Okay. Harshnag calls out in Giant. Your leader is defeated by our champion. If you wish to join him, continue to fight. Otherwise, knock it off.
No, tell him to bow down to me. That's important.
I'm not going to.
Somebody's fault himself.
All right, so this lady, she answers back in Giant. We came here to find a missing member of our tribe.
Oh, did we just kill him?
No, that was our chieftain. But he is dead now.
Well,
Do you need a new leader?
We are servants of the great worm. Have you heard of the Great Worm tribe? And like they're gonna trade this back and forth in Giant. He will kind of keep you guys abreast of what's going on here. Basically, she says, with his defeat, the greedy reasons behind his trip here can be put to light. He wanted more than to find our missing companion, to loot the treasures and splendors of this place. We were unable to enter the temple. There are 2 portcullis and a large set of doors. We've been unable to get through any of them. If you would have us, we will protect you until such a time as we have found our companion or a way to leave this place.
It would be nice to have a tribe following me.
He translates in Giants a rough approximation of that, and they agree.
Hey, Salem, didn't you say one time that you were dreaming about, like, a great worm?
Yeah, it wasn't a dragon.
Oh no, this is a WORM worm.
What?
Yeah, this is the Great Worm Tribe.
So like Great Earthworm Tribe. Got it.
Well, I mean, you could infer whatever you like, but this is the Great Worm Tribe.
A dirt worm and not a sky worm.
All right. So,
Can I go through what's left of this guy and see if there's anything I can
well,
grab?
there's
have his leg.
There's
Find one magic boot.
There's
That's all I needed.
There's a building on him, so I would say no.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah.
Okay.
Salem's
Double
going
check.
to
Checking. Just in case.
Salem's gonna fly over and land. Boom.
All right. They are fearful, but because of all your roaring and your powerful allies, but also curious about this strange, almost divine creature. They murmur in Bothy to each other and admire your flaming tail and mane.
I'm gonna try one more time in Celestial and see if any of them understand.
Okay. They
Maybe this lady?
They have no public school education system at all.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just making sounds at them.
Okay.
How are we getting across then?
Yeah, I mean he'll chuck you across if you want, or between him and Salem, they could just ferry you guys across. So that's a non-issue if you guys just want to.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Heal.
Who's on fire?
I'm raging.
Oh.
I'm still carrying the leg, by the way.
All right. Through Harshnag, she explains in Giant, and because of your lessons, you guys are picking up some of the more basic words and sentence structure. That there is a room with levers to the north and to the south, and then there is a big door to the east, and up on these ledges there are portcullises to the northeast and the southeast.
All right.
Decision to be made before next week. I can't believe it's already friggin' time.
Oh, you shouldn't have said anything. We still got an hour. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Daylight savings. We got time.
Yeah.
Well, you have an ass load of NPCs now that are willing to help out, so that's good.
We gotta convince them how to join the cult of Salem.
What's this wee business?
But
you're
here, I will give you a little bit more to think about as you to ruminate for next week. Essentially, the portcullises are heavy iron portcullises. They are 20 feet wide, 30 feet high, with a 30-foot high wall of stone above it, and they block the 60-foot high passageway.
Are they giant size? Like, can we just literally walk through the bars because we're not giants?
Only small-sized creatures could squeeze between them. It is more like a mesh almost of bars going horizontal and vertical. The bars are also ice cold to the touch, as if by a chill metal spell. The doors themselves are, let's see, stone blocks, Boulder Hall. Here we go. Ceiling here is 60 feet. Giant doors. 40-foot long flight of steps, 5-foot tall steps, leads to a landing which stands next to a pair of 30-foot tall granite doors, carved with images of giant gods locked in battle with dragons. The doors are coated with a rime of ice. They look unbelievably heavy. Yeah, so there's that. Then there are the 2 rooms that have the switches, which I will explain to you real quick. These are giant size levers, like the ones you make in Minecraft accidentally when you're trying to make torches, those levers. Yeah. You discern that pulling these levers does something, but they are giant sized, so it would be easier if a giant did it, but you could always, bust out your engineering skills, magic, whatever, and figure out what they do as well. Also, through the portcullis, you see a room full of, I don't know the term for it, colossal statues, made in the appearance of the gods of the giants, which is kind of hype as hell.
So giant statues, like from a giant's perspective.
Correct. Giant statues by a giant's standard. Yep.
Whew.
Yeah. So, a lot of interesting stuff going on. All right. But I think for now, before we dig too deep into it, we'll kind of leave off here with you guys successfully securing the entryway. No one except Wormblood of the of the Great Worm tribe was killed by these insano traps, and you've kind of convinced your enemies to become your allies. So that's good. Your giant's still intact. Everything's good.
Our giant is still intact.
Technically 24 D12. He could have died.
I believe it.
Yeah, that's one of those traps that if you are dropped to 0, you are completely destroyed. Yeah, so that could have been the end of Harshnag. So, which would have been amazing. No, I mean, I like Harshnag, but I always think it's funny when adventures include famous NPCs and then they die horribly. So, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Drit Stewart and Crush to, see, if we had gone through Mithril Hall, we could have Drit in there.
So, Arcticimber, who was mentioned earlier, I got to watch him die in a game, and that was pretty fascinating how he went out. So, he was microwaved to death.
Oh.
Yeah.
Intriguing.
Yeah.
I was the only PC in the game that I was in that particular module where who even knew who he was. Like, I was with a party of all people who had no concept, and as soon as we were introduced to him, I was like, okay, I know my character doesn't know him, but like I'm totally fanboying right now. Like,
yeah. Like, I like the story NPCs, like the major story NPCs, but it works so much better for like a group of like 4 PCs when you've already got like a big group, like adding so many story characters, because that particular campaign that we're not naming, it overloaded you with like NPCs. There was like so many NPCs. So
I ended up bowing out of that one. DM right was juggling a full party of 6 people with 4 NPCs.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do you guys get through a single combat? Like, you don't even probably complete a round before it's over.
Yeah. So, on that note, I'll move everybody back to their dashboard, and we will adjourn for the week. But definitely, those of you who were not here for the beginning, once this gets posted up, you could always like listen to the video. Well, I guess it'll be ready as soon as we're done because it'll show up on Twitch or whatever. But definitely give the first like hour a listen, and you'll get all the plot you need for the campaign. Or if people just want to like regurgitate it in chat, that works too. But I don't know if you want to telephone game it or hear it firsthand. But it kind of was like, well, why are the giants doing this? And what are the giants up to? And what are the giants like planning? And yeah, it was everything. Like they dropped everything on you guys. So
I feel like telephone would be more fun simply because Salem would put like he would come up with his own conclusions.
Well, tackle it however you see fit. All right. On that note, I am going to get some sleep. And I guess if some of you are playing in the game tomorrow morning, I'll see you then. Otherwise,
What
enjoy
time is
your
it
weekend.
at? It's at 12 or at 10?
Yeah, it's 12, I think.
12.
So,
Okay, good. That means
Alright.
I'll be able to sleep some before it. Crash,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be playing in a game with you.
Oh man, this
Wait,
is the
West March is
first
it
time
tomorrow?
ever. Conti's running his tomorrow. But
Oh, gotcha,
yeah,
gotcha.
I think it's full
Yeah.
up. So
And
Yeah.
I've got
As far as
a-
I know, it is.
yeah.
I'm
I've got
running
a
on the
12-hour session tomorrow IRL.
Oh
Personally.
jeez, that's
I'm
exciting. Are you
very
DMing it?
stoked. I am, yeah.